Okay, hello boys and girls. Well, here we are. We're on the Studying Life channel. I know you guys have been sitting here for probably God knows how long. I don't know how long has it been, 20 minutes. But I've been at the other machine trying to send Reactionary. Go fuck yourself, you fucking piece of shit. So yeah, the Muslims did it, guys. The Muslims have striked my other video and the other channel, so unfortunately I can't actually post anything, no videos, no fucking posts, nothing. So I was trying to actually make a video to post on the other channel, but of course it'll be cleared in the appeal, but it's just for tonight's purposes, I guess. Apparently Sir Faz lot did your channel, Banksy. Yes they did. They can't handle the truth. No, they can't. They can't handle the truth. But it's okay, because the truth will outlive them, and so we don't have to worry about. You can't. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. No, you can't, Muslims. But this is the truth. This is the truth that we have on our side, and they can't hide this from anyone.
Chateau. We don't support member state. That's not our thing.
Wow.
There we go.
Wow.
Fuck remember state. Fuck remember state. Fuck remember state.
You should be
Fuck remember state.
And they can't stop this.
Fuck remember state. Fuck remember state. Fuck remember state. Fuck remember state.
You would get
Fuck remember state. Fuck remember state. Fuck remember state. Fuck remember state. Fuck remember state, man.
You should be deported.
Chateau. We don't support member state. That's not our thing.
Wow.
There we go. Wow. Fuck remember state. Fuck remember state. Fuck remember state.
You should be deported.
Fuck remember state. Fuck remember state. Fuck remember state.
I would deport you for saying that.
Fuck remember state. Fuck remember state. Fuck remember state. Fuck remember state.
You would get
Fuck remember state. Fuck remember state. Fuck remember state. Fuck remember state. Fuck remember state, man.
You should be deported.
That's what happens when you point out Muslims and their atrocities. They will try to shut you up. They'll try to hide it. They'll try to ban you and block you. But the truth will get out, ladies and gentlemen. The truth will get out. The truth is bigger than all of us. And we know we don't have to worry about the truth. The truth itself will always get out. Now, I don't know who's in the chat or who's not, because I haven't been keeping an eye out on the chat. So who we got here, kids? Is are any of the usuals? Any of the usual guys who we know are hanging out? I don't know, but it looks like Sean Bassey is gonna have to get fucking banned real quick. You talk about free speech while you said you would report Zabida. No, it's not reporting Zabida. I will actually have her fucking done for slander. We have slander laws, cunts. So go fuck yourself. Take her to court. Yes, I can take her to court because of slander. But that sad ass fucking universal credit. I'm not actually angry. You're just the pieces of shit, and that's what it is. Muslims are pieces of shit, and they can go fuck themselves. Wow, attacking a girl online, 22-year-old young girl. Why would you do that as a grown man? Yeah, it's okay. Speaker's Corner skits. We don't really give a shit about what your opinions are. The truth is out. Banksy is a fat pig. Oh no. But the fact is that my channel will be fine. It'll be back, and I will do another one of these shows again and again and again. I mean, it's not like this is one special night, one and only night. We will do it 1,000 times if we have to, but it will be on, and it will get out over and over and over again. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'll do one next week. I'll do one next Friday. I'll do one next Saturday. I'll do one 100 times if I have to. That's not actually a big deal. You know that, right? It's not like it matters. It doesn't actually matter. It's not like this was the one and only evening, the one-time deal. It's a what's it called, a fire sale. No, it's just another night, and it's a good night to actually remark that this is how Muslims behave, and this will be a poignant thing, fighting. But I mean, yeah, it's all right, cool. It's all right, because we will have, we'll do our thing. We'll do it again next week and the week after, because my channel will be back on again, and so on and so forth. Oh, here comes. Hey, how's it going, MC? Now I've sent the link out to Takir as well, but I don't know where Takir is.
Oh, great.
Let me see. Okay, where is? Let me actually see where I can see.
Anyway,
I don't see James SC. Is James SC anywhere? Anyone see James SC? I don't see him. Hey, Skyworks, how's it going? I saw Sean Bassey's account pop up, and he was one of the ones who posted the porn. Now, usually Sean Bassey seemed to be pretty decent, but I don't know where Sean Bassey lies, because you don't know these people, MC. That's the problem. You think you know people, but you don't actually know anyone here. They could be spending days giving you the big ups, and then they'll fuck you over. But the thing is, in a weird way, these opportunities are good because they show who these people are, so that you can then take action against them next time, so you don't trust them anymore. But if you you know what I mean, if they didn't expose themselves the way they have, then you wouldn't actually know what to do next time. So in a weird way, it's a highlighting moment. It's a poignant moment. It's not like it matters. I have a stream with like 40 people. It's not like they just took down the BBC. This is what amazes me, is that these guys think they just took out the BBC or something. I had like 40 people on there. I barely even get 100 people most of the time. Here, most of the people are back on here. I got like 25 of them here already. over 50% of the previous stream's audience are probably back here. So it doesn't matter, because most of my most of my followers know that I'm already on this channel as well. Those who have some I don't know, do you know about the Studying Life channel?
Studying Life?
Yeah, this is my second channel called Studying Life. I guess you don't know. Okay,
send me a link and I will subscribe.
Yeah, it's I'll post the link for you. But yeah, most of these guys, they think they just took down the BBC or some shit. That's how they're fucking cheering. It's like, dude, it's like 40 people were watching before, and 40 people are watching now. Or 25, and in a few minutes there'll be eventually 40, because I wasn't talking for ages. I just uploaded. But what I realized is YouTube used to just block your stream, but then they used to be able to let you were able to post videos or something. There were some restrictions, but they weren't like now they've blocked everything. I can't stream, I can't post, I can't do anything on that channel. They just totally blocked everything, which was surprising, because I thought they only took out one thing or another. But anyway, either way, it is what it is. It's not.
And today's YouTube, today as it is.
Yeah, YouTube unfortunately are absolute bastards. YouTube doesn't support. Oh, wait a minute. Comment.
To be honest, and I don't want to even hear that they will be not replaced because they are too big not to fail. No, they will sooner or later.
They will. Yeah, I mean, what we need is we just need a decent alternative, because we've got BitChute. Sorry.
All the alt tech is waiting for us. Sticks and Hammer 666 is telling that for a few years for now, and I have listened to him. And frankly, if I will ever reestablish myself on social media, I will make lots of alternatives, because I know that there are platforms that don't give don't give a rat's ass about political correctness or sensibilities of others. And good, it should stay like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Too sensitive, get out.
yeah. The thing is, at the moment, we don't have a better alternative when it comes to YouTube, unfortunately. You have to because you have to build your audience, and you have to keep building it, and building it, and it takes ages. Like, look at Sargon of Akkad. Sargon of Akkad has nearly a million subscribers on Sargon of Akkad. So they demonetize Sargon of Akkad, and they heavily throttle his engagement. Like, he won't get any recommendations or any shit from anyone ever. So for that reason, he's not gonna, he decided to create a new account called Akkad Daily.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. So because of, but look at Akkad Daily. Akkad Daily is like 150,000. So it's going to take him months and months and months to build that one to a reasonable standard. And he's also, because of Akkad Daily, he's pretty much abandoned what was it, the other one he had? Something Thinker, the Thinkery. He's barely posted anything on the Thinkery now. He's just focused more or less 90% on Akkad Daily. Because you only have so much amount of time, you know what I mean? You can't, it's not like this is, it's almost like as if you had a single presenter run a program on Channel 4, a program on Channel 5, a program on the BBC 1, and a program on BBC 2. You can't have a single presenter presenting shows on every channel.
Not to mention he has a family also, so I don't think he would have all the time.
Exactly.
Around the clock.
Exactly. What Sargon should be doing is he should franchise his channels. So, like, if he could actually open up, let's say the Thinkery, or even Sargon of Akkad, because Sargon of Akkad doesn't get any monetization anymore. So what he could do is he could open it up to people who want to post things on Sargon of Akkad channel, and if they become a patron for a month, they can post a video, a single video on the Thinkery, Sargon of Akkad. They'll feature video on Sargon of Akkad, because it's not going to make any money for him. He's already not going to get that much publicity, but his publicity on Sargon of Akkad will still be good enough for someone like me. Like, I would be a patron of his for a month if it means I'll get a video on Sargon of Akkad channel. You know what I mean? I will do it. Yeah, it's like advertising for me. You know what I mean? It's almost like advertising for me. So
I know.
So if I could get a video posted, one video posted on the Sargon of Akkad channel, just to boost my channel, I'll do it. I'll pay for a month Patreon, or whatever sort of thing he wants to set up. But he could monetize Sargon of Akkad that way, where other YouTubers, lower tier YouTubers like me, could get a featured spot. Because, to be honest with you, I've found that shout-outs are massively helpful on YouTube. So that's what I'm thinking. But to be honest with you, this stream, I want it to be back about Islam. So let's get back to taking a giant dump on the Muslims, because it seems to have frayed some of their feathers a little bit.
Sounds delightful. And I already enjoy the smell of it.
I know. The smell is strong. The smell is strong in this one. Just like Muhammad's body that was not buried for days, because Muhammad said, we find proof from the authentic sunnah that the bodies of the Prophet do not decompose. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, verily Allah has forbidden the earth to consume the bodies of the Prophets, in the sunnahs and whatever, blah blah blah, al-Nisa, al-Dawa, Abi Dawood, Abi Dawood, and the sunnah of Ibn Majah. The Prophet said, the prophets are alive in their graves and pray. On the night of the Isra, I passed by Musa, who was standing in his grave and praying. There you go. So the prophets apparently don't decompose, but I think Muhammad did, according to Englander anyway. Muhammad definitely decomposed.
Fine.
Sorry.
So we also have a version of Zombie Apocalypse, the Muslim
Yes,
version of it.
yes, it is literally the zombie prophets. I mean, you know, they say zombie Jesus because they keep expecting Jesus to come back. Well, according to Islam, it's not just zombie Jesus; it's the zombie prophets, Muhammad, Moses, Jesus.
And they wonder why I
brilliant.
find their religion creepy.
I swear that would be a brilliant comedy sketch. It's like you know, the Dawn of the Dead, except instead of like regular zombies, you've got like a zombie with a turban on, a zombie that looks like Jesus, and another zombie that looks like Moses. Oh, that would be a brilliant sketch. That would be so great. I have to figure out a way of doing that. I gotta learn. I gotta find out if I can get someone to do animations.
Anyway, I am going forward with the drawing of King Sobieski force feeding Muhammad pork and beer.
Good man.
I have to
man.
have it.
If you can find an artist or a cartoonist, actually an animator, I have to figure out. I've got a program that does animation, but I don't know if it's going to do it well enough. But I need to find someone who can do animations and do a sketch of a scene from like The Walking Dead or something. And instead of regular zombies, there's one with a turban, one that looks just like Jesus, and another one that looks like Moses from Charlton Heston's 10 Commandments. So like,
Yes.
Oh, that would be brilliant. That would be perfect. I can't believe. Oh, that
I
would
would also enjoy a comic book. That would be even more awesome, about Muhammad's life, the alternative version of it, where Muhammad is coming out from the grave and he's like asking for 9-year-old girls.
Yes,
and chasing them.
That would be funny. Also, zombie. Oh my God, you could have a zombie mullah, zombie Muhammad, chasing a 9-year-old girl, as the guy from Walking Dead shoots him in the head. That would be the perfect skit.
You know, but the first sign of appearance of a zombie mullah would be all the goats would be running away, stamping on themselves on each other just to avoid rape.
Oh my God! Oh, that would be so funny. That would actually be the perfect zombie sort of sketch, comedy sketch, zombie comedy sketch to have Muhammad being chasing a 9-year-old.
In those text clouds, it will be first when he will see all those goats and be in like Ebonics kind of a language. They're the ass. Oh, those asses are mine.
Oh, that would be perfect. That would absolutely be perfect. I have to actually, my subscriber count for this particular account is actually going through the roof right now. That's well, there you go. There's, they say there's a silver lining in everything. You can increase your subscriber count for this particular channel if you get banned on or if YouTube takes you down because of some bullshit piece of shit Muslims fucking around. But thank you, Muslims. Thank you, because I needed this particular channel to grow a little bit anyway. So yeah, thank you, Muslims. Thank you with your pedophile prophet. But I would like to see zombie Muhammad. I would like to see zombie Muhammad being as he's chasing a 9-year-old to take one good bullet in the fucking forehead. Zombie Muhammad, actually the zombie prophets.
Yeah. But the sign of his arrival would be always goats running away from anywhere they can.
Yes, yes, the goats are holding their ass as they're running away.
Yes, to the ground.
They hold. The funny thing is, this is the funny thing when I look at the text. Before my other channel was suspended, I couldn't see any what's it called, I couldn't see any Muslims. Now there's nothing but Muslims in this in this text. This is amazing. I've got plethora of Muslims in the text because they're all over here to try to gloat about we managed to take down a channel of 40 people. Oh, sorry, dude. Great. Hold on. Let me mute myself for a second.
Okay.
I have to mute.
Victory, like Muhammad is last marriage. That's for sure. Taking down small channel. Holy shit. But anyway.
Okay, sorry about that. I had to,
there was no internet in the times when the solidarity movement have came. And when they have fighted communism. And also, I know the way to avoid and go around the language. You know, rich tradition of doing so. I already have figured out a few words to replace. Just to laugh in their faces and they would even know it.
Yeah, I know. I'm actually trying to see if I can get the guys back together again. James and Takir Watch. Takir Watch is out, unfortunately. He's out of action, and I don't see how I can get. Oh, wait a minute. Where's James? James. Hold on. Shit. James. Okay, these guys are actually in the Discord. Let me see if I can add these guys as friends. Add a friend. Okay. Add a friend. Okay, Jan and James are added or I've requested for friends. Let's see what happens. Send friend request. Yes. Sorry about this, dude. Trying to send some friend requests in the old. Yep, there it is. James is. I sent one to James. I sent to Jan. Hey, James is on. Come on, James. Say hello. Sorry about this. Hold on, MC. I'm just sending. Oh, wait a minute. That's not it. That's not the stream link. Okay, this is the stream link. Well, in a way, it got me prepared for all the things that I should have been prepared for already, but I wasn't anticipating. I don't know. You just don't anticipate things all the time, and sometimes you're just a bit too trustworthy. I'm just too trusting. I should have been a bit more ready for these cunts being cunts. But it is what it is. Now, in a weird way, though, I do appreciate why. Sorry about that, James. Sorry about that, MC. I was muted the whole time and I was just ranting away. The thing could hear me. The text could hear me, but you couldn't hear me. I was saying it's a bit of a bitch that these people are cunts, but it is what it is, and
according to religion,
we're better for it. Exactly. They are proving Islam the true religion of peace. Okay, James, if that is you, could you type something in the site? Okay, hi guys. Okay, be very quick. Is that you, James?
Hello. Yes, this is me.
Thank goodness. I'm so sorry, dude. I didn't see your message in my Discord. I had it scrolled up, and I was like, "Where is this guy?"
no worries.
And I was like, and I saw it down below, and yeah. And anyway, so where were we with the convo? We were trying to pick up where we left off, I guess. Unfortunately,
Sid had just called you. I think.
Who?
Sid just called you before.
Oh, he
before
called.
it came. off.
on the phone? Did he?
Yeah, on the phone.
But I got a call from a person who I didn't actually. Oh, you mean just before we closed the stream? You mean last thing
Right.
then? Yeah. No, he was upset that they took the stream down, and he says he's talking to his lawyers. I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure what his lawyers can actually do with YouTube. This is all bots. These are not human beings. You see, they flag the bots effectively, and then once a human being reviews it, they'll reinstate the channel. It's just unfortunately they can have their little victory tonight because they can take the channel down. But later on, I told you not to mess with the cats. Oh, fuck you, Muslims. This is gonna happen every fucking week. Every week, you fucking bitches. This isn't like a 1 week thing. It's like they think that this is like a one-time deal. Like I can't stream another time with the exact same thing.
Okay, let me tell that, because I know they're going to piss them off anyway, to the Muhammadans here. Guys, you have won this battle, but you will lose the war, I promise.
There you go. So James,
And I know that it pisses you off that I call you Muhammadans, but that's what you are. The followers of the
Muhammad.
worst person in the world, actually. Ever in history.
Well, let's put it this way. I at the moment I'm considering following Caligula or Genghis Khan
Yeah.
as a
He was
substitute.
What he have done to the Middle East, that was awesome.
Yeah.
The Israelis are such little bitches compared to Genghis Khan.
Well, yeah, there is that as well. But anyway, I actually wanted to. There were several videos I wanted to play, and Jamila, it says such a loser. Who are you talking to, Jamila? Problem is the text is hidden, so let's show the text of Jamila. See what Jamila A is all about. Who is Jamila A? I don't know. I don't know half these people. The weird thing is, there is a whole bunch of people in this fucking chat that I don't know. There is like a whole bunch of Muslims. I have never had so many Muslims in this chat. In my chat.
It means that one of them went onto some Discord and said, "Guys, this naughty kuffar, this naughty disbeliever is going to blaspheme. We need to stop him. Everyone start watching this stream." And suddenly, like 40 people have just come and they all like typing comments and saying, "Oh, dislike."
I know. It's like the greatest. It's like one of the most successful streams I've done with Muslims. I've never had this many Muslims in my live stream ever. And it's I'm actually I feel a little bit pressure, a small tear has a small tear is rolling down my cheek of joy and happiness. So thank you, Muslims. Thank you for coming. The funny thing is, I'm sure they would love to be able to take this one down, but the problem is they can't because I'm not letting you cunts on anymore. so that's not happening. But it was quite nice of them to actually make an effort. I mean, there's a good 40 people, and the text has never been so vibrant and just flowing. It's and unfortunately, scientific method, your text isn't showing up. I have to make some admins because no one's an admin here, and I don't know who to trust. I actually don't know who to trust to actually make an admin. Apart from I hate it here. I recognize
And
I hate it here.
Mr. Proclet, Jay, you can trust.
Mr. Who?
Mr. Proclet.
Yeah.
Oh, Proclet. Yes, of course, yes. And also Wanksy. Wanksy is my boy Wanksy. Okay, I'm going to make Wanksy a moderator. So you can, Wanksy, you can moderate some of these people. Because Prophet Wanksy is my man. And Mr. Proc, I do like Mr. Proc. Okay, Mr. Proc, if you've fucking been trolling me for the last months or so, we'll find out today. Because I'm going to make you a moderator and see how that flows. Because the problem is, what I've noticed is some of these people are actually been trolling for quite some time. And now they suddenly expose themselves, like Sean Bassey. Now, either it's the fake Sean Bassey or the real Sean Bassey. But Sean Bassey was always like, "Hey, good on you," really like positive and cooperative. But then all of a sudden he came on and he displayed the naked woman and got my channel fucked over. So Sean Bassey is now going to go fuck himself. But I don't know whether that was a real Sean Bassey or not, because there was another one called himself Raj. So again, it's hard to say. You see, this is the same as all these other people. So no, it's hard. It's hard. Reactionary. No, you can go fuck yourself, because I know who you are. I know who you are, or at least I know what that nick is. So no, I'm sorry. You can go fuck yourself. The problem is, I don't even think Sid actually has RS Sid actually has the link to my channel. So I have to actually send him the. Oh shit. Sorry. So let me just send the link to Mr. RS Sid. Because I don't.
Is the plan still for him to come on and say a few words?
Well, I don't know. I honestly don't know. You see, this is the problem with Sid. Sid is a little bit of a loose wire. He's a bit erratic. It's hard to say what he wants to do from one moment to other. I mean, yes, the plan was for him to come and actually, speak on this, and he can still do that. But I don't know whether he wants to do it on this channel or he wants to do it on another channel. I don't know. I don't know what he wants to do. He's driving me mad. I went through all this shit because of Mr. Sid, and now he's just driving me up the frigging wall. But fear not, we shall continue. We shall stay steadfast and continue with the program at hand. And the program at hand is that we were going to talk about a little bit more about Islam, but I was also going to share this video. So I'm going to play this video with you guys. Let's see what you guys think. Although it is a bit long, so we'll see if we can skip through it. If you wish to interrupt, just let me know, guys, at any moment, at any point, and I will. And I will pause it, and you guys can commentate on this video. This is a video about was it dead for must watch, dead for hurling Satan in Mecca. Satan in Mecca. I don't know. And it's a Christian Prince movie. So let's find out. Let us share, because sharing is caring. Okay, guys, I'm gonna do this.
More than 700.
Oh, Christ. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Okay. Hello, Mr. Sid. Okay, hold on. You are actually being played live. So, do you want me to mic pose? Do you want to shut off my mic, or are you okay to talk?
No,
Muslim.
Said for you, always at the right. His timing is supreme and sublime. He just calls right in the middle of the goddamn show. I'm a professional here, people. Professional. Okay, guys, let's play this video.
A Muslim die seeking Allah, and instead of seeking Allah, they've been stepped on by other Muslims. Now, for sure, we are not really happy to see such a thing, and it is really sad to see a human being is so naive and so stupid to risk his life to do something stupid like this. So, first of all, we are not Muslims who enjoy the death of others. We are not Muslims who dance on 9/11. And we will not dance for the death of 700 or 800 Muslims. However, when Saudi Arabia is saying there is 717 people die, I believe the number is a lot bigger than this, because this is the nature of the Arab. When they say 10 die, it means there's 100. anything is negative, they try to shrink it. Anything is positive, they try to exaggerate with it.
By the way, Banksy,
And they
Simon's
learned
trying
that
to
from
get in.
Muhammad
Hold on.
himself.
Sorry, go on.
Simon's trying to get in.
Oh, okay, Mr. Simon, are you? Is that you? Okay, let me in, Banksy. I know he says that. Okay, Simon. Okay, let's go with Simon. If he's not here.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Aha, good man.
Continue. I'm
Okay.
listening to CP.
Okay, good.
As an example, if you see the Quran speak about the night of the Al-Qadr, that night Muhammad, he said, if you pray in that night is better than 1,000 night. For sure that is a stupid exaggeration, because that means if you pray at that night it's better than praying for 83 years. So simply Muhammad, because he was making poetry, he don't care really for the meaning, exaggerating with the number, and he himself actually do not even know which night is that night is. You believe it or not, he do not know. Muslims do not know. So he said one night is better than 83 years. So Muslims, they do the same. They always exaggerate with numbers when the numbers are for their benefit, and they are always shrink those numbers if the numbers are negative. So when they say 700 people die, I would not be surprised if it is 2,000, 3,000. Now, the question is, because many of you just listen to the news and do not go deep. You see, me myself, I learned to go and think about things deeply. And I want to share this with you to show you that this is additional proof that Islam is a false religion. Now, the proof Islam is a false religion not because 700 people die. No. All right? Accidents can happen everywhere. You can be going to the church and you are a Christian, an accident happened to you and you die. That is not really the proof. So what is the proof I'm talking about? See, when the pagan Muhammad, he followed the pagan before him, the pagan Arab, because all of those rituals are pagan Arab rituals. And Muhammad, he added nothing, he changed nothing. He is just following what it was before him. If this is coming from Muhammad, then we will understand why it's stupid. If it's coming from Allah, and Allah is God, then what is the excuse of Allah to be stupid? And I will show you why this ritual is very stupid. The picture you see in the front of you, this is how the place where Muslims, they have to go and throw rocks. And those who die in the way, they are dying, they die because they were going to this place to throw rocks. Now, just to show you how stupid this idea is, first of all, Muslims believe that this place is the house of Satan. And this is the column of Satan. So you will see Abdul, he is standing 500 meters away, and he want to throw a rock all the way here. Do you think he can make it, or he will hit someone here, or maybe here? How many of you can throw a rock far away, especially if you are a woman, or an old man or old woman? How many of those people can get lucky and get to go in the edge here, so he can hurt no one? So the idea itself is stupid. Secondly, what the point of throwing rocks at what? At the column? And this is the house of Satan? Since when Satan have a house? And do you think that Satan is staying there now? You are throwing rocks there and you are hurting Satan? Are you serious Muslims? Like, do you really, you people, believe that Mr. Satan and his department, they are here? This is the trade center of Mr. Satan? This is the condominium of Mr. Satan? And you are coming all the way from China, and from Chechnya, and from Turkey, and from wherever, to throw rocks as Mr. Satan? I thought Satan is everywhere. No. In Islam, the story is different. Satan and Allah have house in the same city. Because if you do not know, he live in the same city of Allah. There is a few kilometers away between them. So I come all the way to Mecca, and I go around the Kaaba, and I do those rituals, and I throw my rocks, and I kiss the black stone, and then Allah will be happy from me. So what Islam is for? What I pray for? You know, I thought Islam is about believing in God and worshipping God, but suddenly I noticed that Islam is nothing but a ritual like a voodoo. We throw rocks at Satan, we go around the house, and we go kiss a black stone, and we do search ritual things. We wear a sheet showing our naked body, and Muslims, they say they are people who they are not allowed to show their body. They have to cover. And in case you do not know, in this crowd here, women and men are mixed. And you tell me, what does that mean? This is a very crazy crowd. Men, they can molest women easy. It's a place where people, they do theft, people do crime, people, they do molestation, and you cannot even notice who is touching you. And not only this, what Muslims have right now, this is the old stand for Satan. The Saudi, they change it. It's not there no more. What they have today? The Saudi, they took this old canon, and because, simply there's many conspiracy about this, why they change it. However, I don't go by this. I go that this column cannot handle all those rocks coming at him, at the column, and will collapse. So they decide to replace it. As you see, it's made from normal rocks, easy to destroy. Everybody throw rocks. Thousands of people throw, millions of people throw rocks. So it's going to be demolished. So they come with a new model. The new model is made from concrete. It's very big, so everybody can hit the wall easy. Because you should throw rocks until you should hit the wall. You see, it was tiny, small like this. Then they make it wide and big like that. And then, is that the house of Satan or the house of Saudi? Because obviously you are the one who built it.
Yeah, they renovated.
But who's the one who built this house anyway?
Sorry, what?
They renovated the house of Satan. Like, Satan asked them, he wants some repairs, wants an upgrade. So.
The house of Satan needs a makeover.
Okay, guys, I'll be back in a moment. I have to go for now.
All right, MC, take care. Thanks for coming. I can't believe House of Satan needs a fucking makeover.
Yeah, it was very out of date. It wasn't flashy, It's like to build that big clock tower on top of Mecca because it was too old. Needs to be more flashy, more extravagant.
Pimp the House of Satan.
That's the thing I don't understand about the pilgrimage. Why do they have to, repeat the stone throwing of an event where the devil was trying to deceive Abraham? I don't understand.
I don't know, man.
The significance.
It's just, I mean, it's so blatantly obvious. This is so much shit. And yet they still follow this. Okay, guys, I don't know if you guys are... I think we've reached the crescendo of this particular video. I'm gonna play another one, which Takia Watch has actually posted. So let's see what this one is.
Now this could be an opportunity for Leicester. It's Musa. How about that? He's picked.
That was good. He made a pitch. This is the house of devil.
That's right.
This is the house.
Could be an opportunity for Leicester. It's Musa. Oh. How about that? He's
Holy warrior.
Musa Sissoko.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. Okay, I have several different things. Actually, this one was one that was sent to me. Dating proofs Quran. Oh, I see. This was actually, I've been watching this. This isn't actually very long, guys. This I found amazingly fascinating because some Muslims were talking to me about how there was the Birmingham parchments which were carbon dated to Muhammad's date of time and place. So the Quran was written by Muhammad at Muhammad's time, and this totally debunks all of that. It was, for me, it was fantastic. I hadn't seen this before.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of this fabulous series that we've been doing, myself and Dr. J. Smith, concerning the early Quranic manuscripts. And if you would go and watch each one of these episodes, you'll notice that each one of them has a problem that we have discussed and a theme that we are trying to focus on. Today's episode is no different. We are going to talk about something called the carbon dating data as it relates to the early Quranic manuscripts. With that said, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. J. Smith, and welcome again, brother. Could you give our audience just a brief explanation of what we mean by that?
Yeah, we're moving now into the fifth real problem that we're bringing up in this series on the Quran itself. And this is the one that came about because of what happened back in 2015 when you had the Birmingham folios were carbon dated in the Oxford lab in Britain, and the date they did was 568 to 645, which problematic in and of itself, but immediately it was all over the news. This is the oldest Quran. It's only 2 folios from Surah 18, 19, and 20. But fascinating when they look at those dates. Though it was all over the news, BBC headlined it. Dr. Thomas, who is the curator for these manuscripts in Birmingham, went on BBC Live and said, yes, this looks like a Quran that even Muhammad could have been reading or had made at this time because it follows his life. He was born in 570, died in 632. This goes from 568 to 645. Many Muslim scholars didn't say too much.
Hold on,
and you can see why. And the reason is this 568 is 2 years before Muhammad was even born.
That's right.
And 645 is 7 years before the Quran was canonized, was finally written down in its final recension that we talked about in an earlier episode by Uthman.
That's right.
So you've got a problem on both sides of the dates. What was most troubling, though, is that they were only looking at this folio. And they need to look at material that has been come out. We'll put the slide up. Here you have from Julien Christian Robin in his book Al-Arabi dans le Coran. And he looked at the carbon dating research, which is being carried out in 9 separate folios of the Sana collections, but in 4 different laboratories.
Actually, we can't hear what you guys are saying
including
because
Lyon
the video
in
is still
France,
playing.
Kiel in Germany, Zurich in Switzerland, and the Oxford one that we already talked about earlier. Now, just those 4 labs, I want to show you a graph. Take a look at this graph. Let's unpack this a little bit.
This is definitely a very important graph because I'm going to just tell the audience to start from the right side and see for yourself. The very first dot that you're seeing, that's where traditionally Uthman compiled the Quran around 652. Immediately next to it, these 2 blue boxes, if you see, or squares,
light blue. So
that's the life of the Prophet of Islam.
So that's 570 to 632.
From there, going left, these are the datings of the different Quranic manuscripts, or different datings, I should say, by these laboratories, which means that some of them predate the life of Muhammad himself.
Now, let's go start from the left now and look at that blue line. That is from the Lyon laboratory for a parchment from the Sana'a manuscript found in Yemen. It goes up to 550. The one next to it is from Kiel. It only goes up to 450. So we're talking about 5th century. The one next to it, the green one, is from Zurich in Switzerland. It goes up to around 550.
The video's been playing the whole time and able to hear it.
Earlier than 550, and the one next to it is the Oxford one, the purple one. It only goes up to 550. Remember, Muhammad was born in 570. So those 4 from 4 different laboratories, that includes Lyon, Kiel, Zurich, and Oxford, all predate Muhammad's life. How can this be a manuscript of a Quran that predates Muhammad's life if he is the one that receives it? And he doesn't start receiving any manuscript evidence until 610. So this is a good 60 years. All of these are been finished 60 years before he even started receiving the any Qurans.
So let me just unpack this as someone who was a Muslim. This tells me now that one of two, at least one of two possibilities, that there is source material that Muhammad or whomever compiled the Quran relied on that existed even before the life of the so-called the Prophet of Islam, or this even might prove that Muhammad didn't even exist until later, and someone took the time to compile a book and come up with a man.
Or both of the above.
Or both.
Both of the above could also be a third option. Because I would suggest, now let me just look at the Birmingham Folio. You have Surah 18, Surah 19, and Surah 20. What are those about?
It has to do with Moses, Mary, and
also it's Dual Qarnayn, which is
right,
Alexander the Great, and also the Seven Sleepers.
That's right.
So these are all borrowed material. The Seven Sleepers from Ephesus.
Right.
The Dual Qarnayn is from is the story that Heraclius, the Emperor Heraclius, the Byzantine emperor, wrote. Really aggrandizing himself. This is a political tract that was included there in Surah 18. And then you have this story of Moses and Mary, which comes out, fascinating, that comes out of the Bible itself. So they're all borrowed from other sources.
That's right.
If you borrow something, those borrowed material are earlier, are they not?
Absolutely.
Could these be actually the borrowed material from which the Quran was later derived? That's one way of looking at it. But also, since they're all before Muhammad, you cannot give credit to Muhammad for this.
That's correct, because he basically just borrowed whatever was there.
Now remember, this is the Sana manuscript, which is Quranic. It is the Quran. It's similar in many ways. We talked about it in the last episode. But it's similar enough to be Quran. Otherwise, you wouldn't have these surahs that are existing.
That's correct.
So you can see that it looks like the Quran material that it is borrowed is from other sources. And we can see this just by unpacking the Quran. Let's take a look at Surah 5, Ayah 31 and Ayah 32. Ayah 31 is a story of Cain and Abel. Cain kills Abel, doesn't know what to do with the body. He sees a raven burying his brother, so he follows the example of the raven and buries his brother. That's not in my Bible, but that is in the Targumos Jonathan ben Uzziah, written in the 2nd century. So that is a borrowing there in chapter 5, verse 31. The next verse, verse 32, O children of Israel, he who takes the blood of one as if he takes the blood of all. He who saves the blood of one as if he saves the blood of all. That's a great verse that Obama and all the politicians love to bring up over and over again to show that Islam is a religion of peace, or the Quran talks about peace. The problem is that is not from the Quran. That is actually from an earlier text. Taking the story of Cain and Abel, a scribe in the 5th century that writes in the margin with his own pen about the blood of Abel, talking about he who takes the blood of one as if he takes the blood of all. He who saves the blood of one, he saves the blood of all. That is then incorporated into the Bar Sanhedrin, chapter 4, verse 5, in the late 5th century.
That's right.
We even have the documents to show it. So it's pre-Islamic, and it's a Jewish piece of literature. That blood of Abel is for the Jews. That's nothing to do with Islam. If you want to talk about what Islam has to do with, read the verse that follows that, verse 33. He who does not follow the prophet and God, crucify them and cut off their hands and feet from opposite end.
That's right. The four different options. Yep.
So that's, you can see, is borrowed material. The story of Abraham in chapter 21, verse 51 to 71. That comes from the the Mishnah of Rabbah, a 2nd century document, a fairy tale. Story of Cain. The story of Solomon and Sheba in Surah 27, verse 17 to 44. Beautiful story, lovely story. Wish I had that in Sunday school, but that comes straight out of the 2nd Targum of Esther. Again, a 2nd century account. So these are all earlier. These are much earlier than the Quran itself, and much earlier than the 7th century, going right back to the 2nd century. Could this be what these carbon datings are finding?
Absolutely.
Now let's move on, because what's important is we do need to look and ask some other questions. Dr. Mark Dury says these are his possibilities. There's something wrong with these carbon datings. Possibly the sheep were eating a lot of seafood, which is older carbon, or the standardization is correct. The parchment was being stored up for a long time is one thing that Muslims have tried to say. These are just stored up parchment, but you don't store pieces of parchment that are very expensive for 200 years. You just don't do that. You use it as soon as it's created. The traditional dating of the Quran is wrong, and the Quran was really created much earlier, sometime around 450 to 500 is what he's suggesting, and the Muhammad story was then attached to it much later. he noticed that none of the really early manuscripts seemed to have the verses referring to Muhammad in them.
Right.
Those passages are missing. Is this a coincidence, he asked? Or could this be a combination of all the above? Now, my conclusions, I say, I agree with the graph is indeed disturbing, and I say there is possibly a problem with the carbon dating, possibly because we know that carbon dating is very inaccurate. It is due to the expensive nature of the animal skins. It is highly unlikely that these skins were stored for a long time. I agree with him on that. The traditional dating of the Quran is probably at fault. That's what we're going to have to relive and go back to, and that's why this is going to hurt the narrative, the classical narrative, because it comes to us from the 9th century, which is simply too late to be credible. And then I would say that since Muhammad is not listed in the earliest dated folios, this suggests that the Quran is copied from borrowed material, which would naturally predate Muhammad and the Quran, and thus Islam. My conclusion, and the conclusions you need to say, is be careful with carbon datings.
That's right.
They are inaccurate, are they not?
Absolutely. And also, we need to emphasize that the carbon dating dates the skin of the dead animal, doesn't date the ink.
Since all 4 of the Sana A's examples, dated by the 4 different laboratories, completely predate Muhammad, completely predate the Quran, and completely predate Islam. These are much earlier than Arabic writings, for which the writers of the later Quran are borrowed. Then you have to say, if you want to go with the Birmingham folio, if you want to go with any carbon dating folios, you're going to have to take all the dates, and you're going to take these much earlier dates as well, which eradicates any notion that this was eternal, eradicates any notion that was sent down to a man named Muhammad, and eradicates any notion that this had anything to do with Uthman. And that's why Muslims, I would be very careful, go with a paleontology, the paleontologist, and the paleographical material. That is probably an awful lot more secure and safe. And those dates show that the Quran is from the 8th and 9th because of the manuscript evidence that we've been talking about earlier.
That is absolutely fascinating, of course, and I hope that the audience who will be watching this will enjoy this kind of material, and hopefully we were able to help you at least understand what we mean by carbon dating, because you've heard Dr. J. Smith mention that a couple of times, and you've heard us talk about date range and early date of a manuscript and late date of a manuscript, and that's typically how these things are accomplished.
Now, the next thing we need to do is, what about the Qurans we have today?
That's right.
Are they all the same?
Absolutely.
Is there one standard Quran today?
And that's going to be a very exciting one.
Here we go.
Okay, guys, that's the end of that is pretty much the end of that video. It doesn't really go much further from there. Thoughts, ideas, and hold on, I'm just introducing Banksy, but I don't know if it's real Banksy. Yes, test.
Can you hear me?
Hey, good man, Banksy. Okay.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, it's a real one. Unless some jihadi clone me with my voice box.
No, dude, they did it before. Well, no, they didn't clone your voice box, but they cloned other people before. So
they might have cloned my asshole to fuck it, man.
Guys, this is Sid. He wants to talk, so just give him a second.
Okay. Yes, I'll move up.
Hello, Mr. Sid.
Hi, hello there.
You're live and in color.
Not to worry, mate. Okay, it's a joke, isn't it?
What would you like to? What was it that you wanted to say in the first place last time with the whole Surfaz debacle? What is your?
Banksy, I'll explain to you what it is. Yeah, I'm going to leave halfway today, but I will tell you one thing. I promise you one thing. This has been done by Surfaz and Group.
Sure.
Okay, I promise you. On panel now, I will get my W1 lawyers to write to YouTube. Ask them to find out, and I am taking personally, I'm going to take action against them with a police report. Everything has been done at the moment. I will pull every single one of them who have done this. They better start praying to their God, Allah. This doesn't exist. I leave it at that, and as far as this is concerned, you know what? Because here, not a lot of people can listen, can know what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I want it to be. They told me it will be 3 months. You'll be strike off for 3 months.
No. The thing is, I've appealed.
I promised them I'll open in 3 weeks.
I'm with you, but I promised. I appealed the thing, and usually when a human being does it, will probably be done within 24 hours or so. It's not actually.
If it doesn't happen, I promise you, I've got the whole bloody span of the W1, mate.
No
I
problem.
just hope one, two guys up now.
Well, I mean, as I said, we'll see how that
We'll
unfolds.
go to the bottom of this, but at the same time, I think, hello to the panel first, yeah? Hello, evening to everybody. The question is this, why do they have to do this? The problem with Muslims today is this, they have
Guys, hold on.
Today, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just a couple of the other guys were talking, so I just asked them to just mute up for a few minutes. Go on.
Yeah. Okay. So what I've got to say is this: today, we Muslims have to come and tell the truth that there is a problem with Islam religion. They cannot lose. They have to win all the time because this is what. It's not their fault. It's their religion. But face the facts and tell, yes, this is what we have got a problem with this. You want to go and start killing everybody. You want ummah and all that. For God's sake, do one thing before you go to bed today. To all the Muslims, sit down in front of a mirror and ask yourself, 1400 years back, when this thing was happening, does it apply today? And the people who are bombing themselves, I'm telling you what, they don't even know what they're talking about. There's no education. There's only Maulvi with small madrasas in the towns and all that. They study from there. And the people here who are educated, their parents come from there. They have been brought up from young. And I tell you what we will do is this. Let's do a little bit whatever we're going to do now. And after this, we'll discuss. And I'll come back shortly. Yeah? But Muslims, for God's sake, what you are doing, you are making a shame out of your Muhammad, who actually didn't exist. It's a myth. Yeah? Aisha was not even 989, and I've got the proof of that. I've got documented proof she was married before.
Yeah, this is actually what Muhammad Tawhidi talks about, doesn't he? About the fact that Aisha wasn't actually a virgin.
Who's Muhammad Tawhidi?
I think Imam Tawhidi. Sorry.
He will give the proof. Mate, he's a friend of mine. Yeah, we will get him. I will get him on the panel if we need to. That's no issue. But the thing is that whatever I'm giving, he is one that need to be followed today. But the thing is that because these people, these guys, 95% of the Muslims today are Sunnis and they believe in Sunnah and Quran. But they put the Quran one side. You pray 3 times, yes or no, we want to pray 5 times. Because Muhammad says so. Muhammad didn't say nothing. Al-Bukhari is the biggest liar in this world. And I tell you what, he is the one who has destroyed the name of Muhammad. The Muhammad that I believe in, he was educated. He was not a pedophile. And a few other things, which I do not believe the Al-Bukhari Muhammad, which have been presented by Al-Bukhari, who is blind. He's blind. He can hardly hear. And they put this yo-yo in front and wrote his 4 books. And the books they are giving you, the book Bukhari they are giving you, it's actually in 4 sets. You don't get it from the shops. I will give that, the 4 sets, I'll get it, I've ordered it, I'll give it to you inside that, and all the pages will be given. If you want to play that, you play that, brother, and what I'll do is that everything is documented. I will give proof. Give me your home address, I'll get that book sent to your house.
I see. Okay,
so
interesting.
You can carry on now, brother. You can carry on. But I'll tell you what, we will do the same thing again next Saturday, but this time we will secure everything properly, and I have got a ton of it. I'll go to Abu Sufyan who destroyed it. I'll go to Abu Bakr who decided not to bloody do this. I'll go to Umar. I'll go to Uthman. And after that, what happened to Ali, Hussein, Hassan, and all that stuff? Yeah? For God's sake, man. They don't believe. You want to know more Islam? Start from Jahiliyyah. Come to Muhammad. Secure Muhammad and Quran, then you go forward. But they don't want to go that way. They want to go Sahaba, Umayyah. Come on, man.
Interesting.
Whom are you not lying to? All right, mate. Good night. God bless.
Take care, my good sir. Have a good one.
Cheers,
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Okay, boys and girls. We're back. So, where would you guys want to take us?
Yeah, I want to say something about what Sid just said about Bukhari. I watched some videos from Abu Mufti Late, who's a UK online Mufti. I don't know what a Mufti is. But he also had doubts about Bukhari, and he basically destroyed a lot of Bukhari's stuff, And he's a Muslim, so.
I see. So, James or Takia, you guys got any ideas, any thoughts, any comments?
I would have liked to hear a little bit more, because I saw some comments saying something about like Sir Faz, or there being some issue there. So I thought he might have maybe gone into a little bit more detail about sort of what in particular about the reaction to this attack he was a bit kind of shocked or surprised or had a problem with. So, but maybe he'll talk about it more later.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully Sid's listening. I think Sid is listening anyway. So hopefully we can always get into that. The main thing is with Sid is that I don't. And now this is something that is a bit puzzling to me. Okay, guys, I'm gonna just simply say it. Sid has funded quite a lot of different Muslim channels. Okay, he's funded Sir Faz to the tune of several thousand. I know he's given several thousand or several hundreds, possibly thousand, to Modine. I saw him give money to Jordan M. Now I don't know what exactly game he is playing, and so the fact that he's funded these channels, certainly Sir Faz and Real, Respect, all of these guys, it has created a situation in which they give him a lot of leeway, which is really what I've done as well tonight. I even had my own channel strike down tonight because I did this thing for Sid. But to be honest with you, I like Sid. I would have done it anyway. It's not like Sid asked me to do something that I wouldn't have normally done. I right now with the London Bridge attack, I was just dying to tear Islam another asshole. So I have no problem with what I did tonight. But I don't know what his exactly end game is here, where he is funding a lot of these Muslim channels and Muslim people for I don't know what reason. And so I'm at a loss, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, I would love your opinions on this. What do you guys think? What is going on here? Go.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So as you know that Sid speaks with a pretty relatively strong Malaysian accent. Sid.
Yes.
A Southeast Asian accent. So I'm pretty sure that coming from that sort of background, he does have an Islamic education, Islamic history education. So he has a very different view about Islam, which is not very similar to yours, Banksy, or other people on this panel. So I think he's not playing a game. I think he's using his resources on this channel to hopefully stir up some honest discussion among the Muslims.
Yeah, but I mean, why is he funding all these channels? I mean, is he pro-Islam? Is he anti-Islam? And where's the why does the funding? Why is he? I just don't understand the funding side of things. I mean, I've never asked him to fund anything on my channel, although he generously does. And I'll be honest, I actually don't really ask for it or want it, but it has given me, it's even swayed me. Sometimes I've had to toy with my own conscience of, am I doing this because he's giving me money, or would I do this anyway for a friend? So it's even been pulling at my conscience.
In the comments he's just written, I promise I'm just honest with no reasoning. And I think that sounds pretty likely from what you've said so far, because if you fund a variety of channels like both yours and Banksy's and Jordan M's, that doesn't sound like one particular agenda, does it? It sounds just like, kind of straightforward guy.
He's not playing a game. He's definitely trying to trigger some honest discussion among you guys, because clearly you guys stand out, right? From Speaker's Corner.
It's just this what I mean. Maybe I have a suspicious mind. I'm always looking for the angle, and I'm always thinking people are just doing something because they want to get somewhere, or they have some aim, and I just couldn't figure it out, because he seems to be. I mean, maybe he's just funding channels which he finds entertaining. I mean, that could be plain and simple, but it seems quite clearly that when these guys like Sir Faz and them, as soon as he expressed an opinion against their side, like he said, I'm going to go on Banksy's and I'm going to do this and this and this, the attacks came very quickly. They're mocking him and attacking him immediately. Even tonight, when I was listening for a little bit, they were already mocking him for this evening's show, if you like.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, before they came on, I saw lots of comments saying like he's done out here. That this sort of thing, like you're now regarded as like kind of an enemy, or you're siding with an enemy, that kind of thing.
I know.
Even though he just said something very reasonable just now. He didn't say anything anti-Islam. He just said, kind of like he had a particular interpretation. He said like, we need to look at, we need to look at Muhammad from this angle, not like this other angle. So yeah, nothing kind of antagonistic.
Yeah, no, I mean he is very, very mild compared to some of the stuff I say. I mean, I say some really, really out there stuff, but that's because I've got no fucks to give. But so that's the thing. I just he is still relatively reasonable, and I don't again. I'm always suspicious of like why are people doing what they're doing, because I mean with the Muslims, I'll be honest, with Sir Faz and those guys, it's easy to figure them out. They're just easy to read like a book. They're not exactly the greatest minds of our time. I mean, you listen to these guys and you think, my God, how do these people survive? How is it that they haven't like walked into a moving bus by now in their life? But with Sid, I was just confused. I'm just like, I'm stuck out into the, out on a limb. Like, what is his thing? What is his? But again, he seems to be just, he wants to just, I guess, encourage conversation, because he finds this whole YouTube thing kind of entertaining. He finds these guys on all these channels. He's become I guess addicted like the rest of us to this thing.
Let's put it this way. I think he sees radical Islam and terrorism as a threat, and he's trying to use Speaker's Corner as an approach to tackle it indirectly.
Maybe.
And he has the money, so big him up for that.
That might be it. Pigeon got banned again. Wahahaha. Who's what happened?
Banksy. But by the way, Raj, sorry to interrupt, but Raj asks to be on the panel. I told him you send on Discord, but he doesn't go on Discord, I believe.
I know, but that's the thing. I don't know how to give him the link without giving it to him in the frigging thing. Oh, okay. Raj, check your Twitter. Raj, I will send it through Twitter. Check your Twitter. I will give it to you in Twitter. In the Twitter. Check Twitter.
Yeah, make room for the pigeon in 5 minutes, man, and then shut up, everybody.
yes.
Big up, Raj.
I think we're gonna all have to.
Make room for the Raj.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to say one more thing. Yeah, no matter what Sid is doing with all these panels, I just hope that he is also channeling all his funds in Malaysia as well to counter the radical Islam, because have you heard of Zakir Naik?
Yes.
That guy is hiding in Malaysia.
Yes, that's right. He is, and I'll be honest, Sid is very well aware of Zakir Naik. Yeah. Sid knows
he's
about
wanted
Zakir.
Fraud, right?
He's wanted in India for hate speech.
And he stole a load of money from a charity or something like that.
That might be as well. Yeah, that might be another, because he had, I guess, like a charity. What you call it? He like a because most of these Muslims, they run their foundations as charities, and so he's probably swindled a whole bunch out of that.
Yeah, he's been making a lot of a lot of hate speech against the Hindus in Malaysia, so that's why people are eager to get him out. But it's difficult with the politics being so dirty over there.
Yes. I think that's why he's got issues. Raj, can you please? I can't seem to be able to fucking direct message you in Twitter. So could you message me in Twitter so I can be twatted?
Send a message with a pigeon, man.
I literally have to. Brethren. At this point, it looks like I have to send a fucking message by pigeon in order to get fucking a message to Raj. Raj, you blocked me on fucking Twitter. I can't send you a message on Twitter. Send me a fucking message if you want to get on. It's like insane. I can't contact this man in any shape or form. Every fucking avenue is blocked. He doesn't go on Discord. He doesn't fucking...
I have his email. I can post it, but I'll just need to look it up. I'll have it in a minute.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, if you can, just give it to me in Discord. I think it'll be the easiest way. But yeah, the guy is like difficult to get in touch. I think, Thingy knows how to get in touch with him, Manny, and that's pretty much it. Pretty much the only one that can penetrate.
Touch me. That you love me.
This why?
Touch me.
That's why I need you, Banksy, because you lighten my day, despite the fact that my channel has now had a community fucking strike, and I can't even post videos. The motherfuckers won't even let you post the video.
Yeah, you know what it is, Banksy. The faster you can get accept to the situation and move on, the better it is, man.
Yeah, but I mean,
if you can do anything about it, do it. If you can't, just have a
well, I've appealed it. I've appealed it right now. But the thing is, like they used to say, if you get a single community strike, you can, you can't stream for a while, but you can post videos. There was like a tiered system, multiple levels of like stopping you from doing certain things. Tonight, it's like everything. They blocked me from everything. The sons of bitches. They suddenly like blocked every fucking level.
Maybe they strike you with 5 or 10 different accounts.
Probably more. Probably more than.
Yeah, maybe that's.
Yeah, I think we're talking dozens of accounts. I don't think it was a single account. There's no way a single account strike or flagging would do that. It must have been a collection of people.
Maybe you should do very risky live streams on another channel, a backup channel.
Well, I think the thing is, I still have to. I mean, how is everyone gonna? Nobody knows the other channel. You know what I mean? Like this channel, like hardly anyone knows this channel.
Build it, and they will come, like Stephen King.
Dude, I've been promoting this channel for over a year. Nobody fucking knew.
Sorry, I don't have Raj's email after all.
Okay, well, I mean, Raj, if he's in the chat, then he can open up Twitter and fucking tweet me. My fucking DMs are open. You can tweet me at Banksy Style UK. Raj, for fuck's sake, I can't just post a link in the room anymore because that's too risky. The bastards are out, so I have to figure out a way of doing it out off screen. So yeah, you can twat me, Raj. You can twat me.
He's just posted his email in the chat now. It's pentacularartist@yahoo.co.uk.
Are you serious?
Repost it in the
pentacular artist. Pentacular.
What's a pentacular artist?
It's Raj, apparently.
That rings a bell. That is definitely his email.
What does pentacular mean? I mean,
pentacular.
Something like you have 5.
Okay, I get it. Spectacular, but with a pen. Pentacular.
Yeah. There you go.
Sorry.
There's the clever guy.
Yeah.
He's a pentacular instead of spectacular. Wait a minute. I see. Raj has come on the Twitter. Well done, Raj. Good man, Raj. He's on tweet. He's tweeting me. He's twatted me. Twat me, Raj. Twat me some more. Where are you? Here we go. Here we are.
It's Hakia, watch on.
Okay, Raji.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, guys, is there another aspect of? I mean, what do you guys? Let's talk about this. This London Bridge business. What do you guys think? What's the dealio? Were you guys just like rolling your eyes at fuck another one, or what was your first reactions? What were your thoughts when this thing started off?
Before we found out that before it was confirmed that the attacker was an Islamic terrorist, I noticed, as always, kind of there's a ton of people who are like, oh no, we have no idea who it could be, like don't assume that it's a Muslim. And whenever I hear something like that, kind of like we have to recognize that kind of the only types of people who perform this kind of attack in the UK where you grab a knife and you start like running over crowds of the public or stabbing crowds of the public. The only people who do that are, sort of Muslim terrorists. And
exactly.
There are far right terrorists in the country, but if you look at the UK, they've only targeted politicians or sometimes mosques and synagogues. They don't target the crowd. So we can definitely say, even before it's confirmed, like this is probably a Muslim attacker. Like we just need to be real about that. But some people kind of don't want to, admit to trends.
Precisely. I mean, well, it's like as if we have to ignore reality. We have to ignore patterns of behavior. It's like unless, I mean, if it was according to Muslims' analysis of how we should assume what a terrorist attacker is, it would mean that unless the police have literally witnessed the murderer take a gun and shoot the other person, then there is no murders ever. No one has ever killed.
Raj is in the chat now.
I know. Yeah. I'm trying to, but I don't. Oh, wait a minute. Where is he? Ah, there he is. Okay, Raj, you get. You have to immediately talk because we need to hear you. Raj. Yes, that's Raj. Okay.
All right. How freaking annoying, man! I was having conspiracies that you're trying to not let me on.
No, dude, I can't get in touch with you. How am I supposed to contact you? You blocked me on Twitter, or at least I can't.
Twitter.
Twitter, yeah. I can't direct message you. You don't use Discord. I have no other way of contacting you.
No, I do use Discord, but my hard drive busted, so I forgot I had to get it repaired. So they've wiped all my all my
applications,
passwords and stuff. I've got to download everything again. Yeah, and applications and stuff as well.
Yeah, so
what did I miss though? What did I miss?
I don't know actually. I mean, we were talking about Muhammad. We were talking about the fact that they didn't bury Muhammad for 3 days, and his body was rotting and it started to blow up, like inflate, and so they eventually had to bury him because apparently Muhammad has released, and we've got it here. England has sent it to me, and I'll post this one in the back in the side chat. That. Muhammad actually said that prophets do not decay. You don't have to bury them, because it says, verily Allah has forbidden the earth to consume the bodies of the prophets. Sorry, someone's looping.
Yeah, Banksy, I actually have the hadith if you want to show it on the screen. I just want to, I can post the link to you.
Post the link to me and I shall.
Yeah, I'll do it. I have like 3-4 hadiths on that.
Sorry,
yes,
the main source.
Well, this one actually does post the hadiths. Sunnah Abi Dawa 1047, Sunnah Al Nisa 1374, and Sunnah bin Majar.
It's the correct source.
Yeah. Okay. So it's okay. We've got the sources. We're good. These are all the sunnahs, and that confirm.
Like these are the main source. They have been writing for 1,200 years.
Yeah.
So these you cannot deny them.
Well, that's what I mean. And also,
you got a lot of echo.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, it's because you're playing through your heads, your speakers, Takia.
How's my sound? Because I'm just checking.
Raj,
working.
Your sound is fine, Raj. You're good. You're good. Right. Go on, Raj. Tell us about this week, this Friday's events. What are your thoughts, Raj? I know you have
thoughts. First of all, I didn't know you got this channel. What a terrible name.
Studying life. We're studying life.
Yeah, but when no one knew what your second channel is, you're supposed to have something that's kind of linked to your main channel, like maybe Banksy style 2 or something. I know, like that.
But I didn't want that. I wanted to start this from fresh, and it just I didn't want it to be tainted by Banksy's bullshit.
Yeah, but you know how long? I didn't even know your channel was on. How long have you been streaming for? 72 minutes.
Oh no! I think that one was less than even an hour, and then it.
Yeah, but I mean on this one, how long have you been?
This one is a good hour or two now. We're running.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I was looking for the everyone, even in your mortal enemy Sir Faz's thingy, they didn't know what your channel was, or was that the point?
No, because I was trying to advertise it, but no, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it on any other way. YouTube would not let me post anything on my other channel, on the Banksy Star channel.
Not even in the YouTube kind of comment section. You got this little page where you can start posting stuff now. Was it?
What do you mean on my other channels? Oh no, you're talking about the posts.
Yeah, this is a new. All right.
No,
all right.
I couldn't do anything. Everything on my channel is locked down by fucking YouTube right now.
What did you? Because I know it was for sexual content or
two
something.
of these,
like
one of them actually used your name, and another one used Sean Bassey's name, and they jumped on, and I thought it was you guys, so I let them on.
Okay, that is real crafty.
Yeah, I know, sneaky little bastards. They used your avatar, your picture there, and everything, so you look like you.
I didn't get it because I thought maybe you played a video. And that got you strike, and I just thought, you're being
the sneaky little fucks jumped on, played, switched on their cam with a picture of a woman's backside. I immediately removed them, within 3 seconds. And then I thought it was fine. I thought I caught it in time. I thought, I was safe. But the bastards went to YouTube and time-stamped those seconds that picture was on for the period that it was on, and they've multiple flagged it. And the thing is, you got to realize YouTube is 99% running on robots.
Yeah, I know.
They're not human beings. So if enough of a particular moment gets flagged, YouTube's robots, effectively, the bots will shut the channel down so that there's no egregious issues, and then you get the chance to appeal, and then eventually some human being will see it. But then by that time, it could be 24 hours. You know what I mean?
Banksy, let me add something to this. The lesson learned here is, I'd love to hear James' opinion on this one. The lesson learned is that in places where Muslims have the power, they will behead you or jail you. In places where they don't have the power, where they're minority, this is how they roll. They shut down free speech either way.
Yeah. Well, this is the exact description of how Muslims behave when they have some sort of upper hand, when they can actually attain some kind of upper hand. They will use whatever means to at their disposal to shut you down. If they can kill you, they'll kill you, and if they can't kill you, they'll use something else, whatever means at their disposal, to try to shut you down. And this is what I've been trying to tell idiots like James Jordan M. For months now, that you think you're ushering in some wonderful era of your protecting your wives and your women, because, by the way, Jordan M is a deeply misogynistic individual. Jordan M is a deeply misogynistic man. Because he doesn't think women have agency. He doesn't think women can protect themselves. Yeah. He thinks he has to protect women. It's his job to protect all women. Not that women can protect themselves. Women have a say in this. It's not up to you.
Are you saying that
misogyny means hating women, though? That's not. You could say that's kind of like
He's patriarchal.
It's patriarchal. Okay, he's a deeply patriarchal individual. He doesn't hate women, but he is a deeply, deeply backwards patriarchal individual. He is.
That kind of explains his draw to Islam. Then, if that's one of the main draws, because I'm always confused about what kind of attracted him to that.
Yeah,
and because of that.
Yeah, he is
something else.
No.
What do you know, Jan? What do you know?
Okay. I'll talk about it later, but carry on.
No, please, Han. I'd like to hear, because it's a different.
Can I just say something, Banksy? I heard a rumor that it was Sir Faz that struck your channel. That's what they're bigging up Sir Faz, another thing.
Well, it was the Sir Faz gang. It was all of them. It was the.
No, they were specifically saying it was Sir Faz.
But how can he do it on his own?
Yeah, I mean, he could have bots.
But I mean, he would have to have multiple accounts, because a single account flagging doesn't carry that much weight. It has to.
Yeah, but I know when it comes.
No. Single account is enough, as long as you have the timestamp.
Yeah, but I
think with your one, you're going to be able to easily overturn it. I hope.
Well, I've already appealed it. I think a human being, once they watch it, the fact that the stream is down, the video is gone, or the video is out, I can't even find the fucking video on my channel. I don't even know where it is anymore. So it's up to them. I mean, they can keep me suspended, or they can actually take my appeal. The fact that I told them, and the video will prove that it was only a few seconds when somebody jumped on and tried to, what they call.
How many strikes did you get? Just the one?
It's just one, yeah.
So why can you not upload videos? Because it should only.
I know. I don't know.
It's new term of services from YouTube. It's fresh.
Yeah.
I think it's just for a couple of days you can't upload videos, isn't it? It's not for.
No. It said until February the 28th.
Whoa, that's crazy.
That's what I mean. So it's not. I don't think they're gonna hold it. I'm pretty sure once a human being does the checks, it'll bounce. But for tonight, it's gone. Let's put it that way. They've managed to do it for tonight's purposes. But this is why I keep telling everyone, subscribe to this channel. I guess I'm going to have to create a Banksy style 2 channel or something. So I know that.
Please do.
Because
the 5-minute Muslim who hasn't even fasted yet, hasn't even had the circumcision, hasn't even gone to Mecca, hasn't done nothing apart from moan 24/7 online. He's saying that you're a liar. Can you go over to Surfaz and tell them that it's on this channel, and he's only got 274 days left till he blows himself up. So let's wish him well.
Hey, come on, tone it down.
No, he's got I've been counting down since he's got 274 days left till he blows himself up.
Who's Surfaz?
Simon and Banksy, by the way, like to answer the kind of things that you were saying earlier, I do sort of disagree a little bit because we like these kind of Google Hangouts, kind of YouTube Muslims are kind of on the more sort of chauvinistic and kind of extreme side, and so kind of like we can't sort of generalize that to all Muslims. But it's still kind of fair to say that as an overall system, kind of Islam, as we know it in history, has been like oppressive and so on. But like most Muslims just kind of like go along with the flow and kind of just normal people like any other normal people.
Well, I mean,
let me challenge that. I mean, America had slavery, right? We don't have to say that not all Americans had slavery. It's probably less than 10%. So why do we give this one a pass? Nobody actually believe all Muslims in anything, right? That would be a meaningless.
But like I know this, but like so that people don't kind of come away with the false impression that like I know Muslims in general are going to try and most Muslims are going to try and like sort of post porn on dissenting channels or that kind of thing. Kind of, I mean, maybe it's kind of going too far and I'm being too sort of like liberal or lefty about it, saying that. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's also trusting the audience that nobody believes all Muslim anyway, and I think that's yeah.
Or even like most though, because like I think the people who kind of like sort of are this chauvinistic about it are kind of a minority, I think.
But they stand behind it. I mean, have you seen these stats from Pew Research from 2013?
Yeah.
Have you seen like they're not just asking about Sharia, they're asking specifically follow-up question, and it's majority.
Yeah, in a lot of places it is a majority.
Guys, I'll be back in a few minutes.
What's your take, Raj? I mean, James is trying to be nuanced, right? He's trying to make room for those who don't agree with it, so we don't mass generalize. Well, I'm saying that we should trust the audience, that nobody believes all Muslim in any direction. And I think you're quite balanced. Raj, what's your take? Okay, maybe he's not here.
Your mic off, Raj.
Raj.
Okay, he might have gone away.
Anybody else?
Yeah. What do you think, Wanksy or Hanyan?
Well, in my opinion, when I hear news like this happening in Europe, I always take the news directly from the UK media like BBC, Sky News, etc. So I always see very little voice of protest from the Muslim side. So if they never say much about this event in terms of condemnation, then it's very hard for me to to have that nuance, in my opinion, subconsciously.
Okay.
Right. By the way, content over everything. Are you interested to join us? I would love to ask you a couple of questions about your activism. I think you're doing a great work, but it cannot be easy to stay this neutral that you are. Whatever you're doing.
Only has the sort of free version, which only has 6 slots, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Wait, Banksy may come back.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, but
I'm back.
What
happened?
There are some people who want to join, so I think I'll withdraw myself for a while.
Sorry, Takia, could you mute yourself? It's echoing like crazy again.
Yeah, I got it.
No worries. The problem is I can only have 6 people at any given time, and MC is waiting in the queue as well. I mean, it's up to you guys. I don't mind. Yeah, I mean, whoever wants to stay, jump,
we can
whatever.
do rock, paper, or scissors, man.
Yeah, I'll make space. Hold on.
No. I mean, if you're in the conversation right now, Jan, say what you need to say, and then finish off. And then once you're done, then go when you're ready.
I just want to say regarding converts, I wouldn't call them reverts. I call them converts. With regards to converts, from my life experience, meeting several people, well, actually a few, who converted from one religion to another, it's usually down to 2 reasons. One is to feel being part of a community, or they went through a really shitty phase in their life, and they just realized that they found a solution to their problem when they converted to that religion. So I don't think that usually people convert because they are attracted to certain aspect of the religion. Usually is down to those 2 factors, in my opinion, of course.
I think you're right. I think that's very true.
Yeah, and then when they become part of that new religious group, they would try their best to sugarcoat their reason for being part of this new religion. Like, I become, you know what I mean? They try to oversell, sell what they know, although it's so limited, you know.
Yeah,
so I don't really take that so seriously.
I think the proof of what you're saying is the fact that most of the people who convert when they're at a stage where they don't know very much about the religion at all, which shows that kind of they must be converting because, you know, like they just see this group of people who seem to have such direction and such certainty in their lives, and they think, oh yeah, I want some direction, I want some certainty. Like it's just kind of a social kind of effect. Yes. It's the same with, like, you see these kind of cults in various places around the world where they believe in absolute nonsense, and they're just like, oh yes, our leader kind of, and they base their cult around some nonsense about aliens or like spiritual energy. And the only reason people join is just because they see a bunch of people who seem certain about it, and they want to be kind of certain as well. So it's these kinds of things that account for most of the converts, I think, like just kind of social factors.
It's like it's like falling in love with a new girl, you know. The first you fall in love again, you feel high for a while, you know. And people look for that feeling, and if they lose it with the current family or cult, and they find a new one, and they all get praise for converting. Yeah, it's a good feeling, man.
Yeah. So in Jordan M's case, I don't really see him as a Muslim because he just converted like not too long ago. You know, I don't think he has like studied 100% of the text or know full well of the whole thing. So I see him more like an apologist rather than you know a true Muslim, in my opinion. Yeah. So. And I
want him to live. I want him to live under Sharia in Brunei for a year or 2, and then see.
No, Brunei is not really. It's just Islamic State by name, but the king is like a kuffar. Yeah, anyway.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, he runs like hotels in London. I mean, how is that Islamic? You know, like
it depends. If it's Sharia hotel, it's Islamic.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay, I have said my piece. Thanks a lot, Banksy.
No worries, mate. No worries. I'll
okay. Be right back.
Have a good one, Jan.
Okay, take care.
Okay, now we have
Banksy, can you check your DM in Discord?
Discord. Sure. This is MC, guys. Hey, MC, is that you? Could you please just say hello? Oh yes, shit, where's Raj? Oh, there's Raj. Sorry. Hello. Okay. Sorry, Raj. I knocked you off and I didn't realize it. I clicked on the wrong thing. Okay. Let me check my DM. Go ahead, boys and girls.
I would like to add my 3 quarters to it too. You told that people that convert to another religion, they are meeting a new girlfriend. Speaking of girls and converting to Islam, if that topic wasn't already touched, I also there are a few things in that I know that most of them convert usually for the men, from that's what I have seen, and in a country like mine where guys with Mediterranean looks like the favorite is even a bigger kind of a danger, to be honest. Because yes, it's about getting and converting for the dick. If anybody is afraid to say that, I am not afraid to say that. Many Polish girls and women were actually like converting to Islam just for the dominating partners, nothing else. Holy shit!
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, I think I read somewhere that 70% of converts are women, and so it is normally like kind of that they start dating, like they get a new boyfriend, and then kind of when the guy says, "Oh, I wanted this to be serious, but you have to kind of convert, or my family won't accept you," or that kind of thing. I mean, there's still a sizable amount of people who are males that convert. Quite a few of them kind of convert in prison as well, like prison gangs. And Takia Watch posted a good video with a kind of government report on that in the UK.
Yeah, the grass always seems greener on the other side. You know?
Okay, so guys and girls, what else do you guys want to cover? Is there anything in particular? Was there any gripes? Anything in particular? You guys?
We had a stabbing over here too. Just another one of the many. You know, so same old shit going on.
Oh, awesome.
Nothing new. So.
Okay, let me.
I might want to kind of like show a little thing, but I don't have it ready yet. So I know maybe if there's like a break in 5 or 10 minutes,
take your time. Take your time.
Might do a little screen share, that sort of thing.
Yeah, take your time. When you're ready, let me know. We'll get it on. But at the moment, I was gonna do the Wheel of Cunt. I think this is a good time to do the Wheel of Cunt. This is as good a time as any. Except I need to make sure I have the Wheel of Cunt ready. You guys, you will know what the Wheel of Cunt is, right? Are we everybody familiar with the concept of the Wheel of Cunt? Yes, no, maybe, I guess.
Sorry, I was muted, but no, I've never heard of it before.
Oh, sorry. Am I muted? No, I'm not muted. People can hear me, right? Can I be heard?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't heard of this though. Wheel of Cunt before.
Oh, you haven't seen the Wheel of Cunt? The Wheel of Cunt is basically a segment in the show in which I spin a wheel, and we have a picture next to the wheel, and we determine whether the Wheel of Cunt deems this person a cunt or not. That's pretty much it, really. It's a fairly simple concept. It's kind of like Wheel of Fortune. You will have to watch the stream though, because I'm afraid it only works. This setup is only available on the actual mainstream only. So you'll have to watch that in order to see this. But boys and girls, here we are. One more evening at the Wheel of Cunt. Now, clearly, the first person that is going to be represented on the Wheel of Cunt is going to have to be this Othman Khan. Is it Othman Khan? What was his name? The asshole for the train, the bombing. The attack on the bridge yesterday on Friday. So we have Mr. Bridge terrorist on the Wheel of Cunt. As you can see, I will now spin the Wheel of Cunt to determine whether this person is indeed a cunt or not. Here we go. And there goes the wheel. And yes! Congratulations! You are a cunt.
So you fixed the wheel.
I think I fixed the wheel now. Yeah, it's predicting correctly. It seems to be predicting correctly. If you watch the stream, you should see it on the stream at the moment. Yep, there it is. The Wheel of Cunt. It is working. It is working. Of course, I have destroyed any chance of this channel ever being a PG-13 family-friendly show now. Because that was the intent of Studying Life, was to be a family-friendly show where nothing bad is said. But that has clearly failed. Okay, the second person I have on the Wheel of Cunt is M Stacks. Now, it is difficult to locate M Stacks because he's covered his face and wears shades in the middle of the night. Because, I mean, that alone deserves for him to be a cunt without any other reason whatsoever. But we are a fair game show, and the Wheel of Cunt will decide. We will not decide, but the Wheel of Cunt shall decide. Come on, Wheel of Cunt. Don't let us down. Yes! Thank you! M Stacks, you win the Wheel of Cunt. You are a cunt. And now, the final contestant that I had in mind this evening. Now, by the way, you guys can nominate who you wish to have on the Wheel of Cunt. These are just my particular nominees this evening. The final one that I have is, of course, Zabida herself. Because, well, she's a featured guest pretty much every week. But this week she is going to feature on the Wheel of Cunt because of all the cunty shit she said during Remembrance Day and how she's a Muslim. Fuck Remembrance Day. Remember that, Zabida? Oh, I'll make sure you remember that because I'm going to be playing that fucking clip till the end of time. But here we go. We shall spin for Zabida.
Well, I would like to give you another category. There should be another.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
wheel.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Anyway.
I think she fell into cunt. I think that's a cunt. Is that a cunt? Hold on, guys. I need you guys to see it. I think it was a cunt. I think she fell into cunt because it's like on the line, but it could be Giza. It could be Giza. Oh. Okay, we're spinning one more time, guys. We're spinning one more time.
To make sure the wheel don't work properly.
No! I should have thought on here. I should have the Wheel of Thought. Okay, the Wheel of Cunt one time gave a possible geezer. Another one is a cheese. We have to spin. Third time lucky, Zabida. I have to fix this Wheel of Cunt. It's not enough cunts on this wheel. Yes! Okay. And that concludes our Wheel of Cunt, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining. Thank you for participating.
Anyway,
back to our regularly scheduled program.
It haven't given her justice because I think there should be another category. Do not insult cunts by comparing me
Zabida.
to Zabida.
The Wheel of Thought. For Zabida, we should have the Wheel of Thought. I should replace all the what's it called? All the cunts with thought, and then we should have the Wheel of Thought.
You need a wheel of IQ with different IQs, you know. Let's see Mr. Fons. Probably fucking low somewhere.
Yeah, well, yeah. Oh my god, yeah, a Wheel of IQ. That would like have like 0 to 10.
I think that's too high for it. You need negatives, man, to cover it.
But there you go. We have concluded that portion of the evening's entertainment. Now back to our regularly scheduled program, boys and girls. So guys and girls, what would you like to cover next in this evening's? Anyone want to talk about the elections, or would you rather circumcise yourself with a cheese grater?
Well, I'm sure that we are going to have another 4 years of Trump if you talk about those elections.
Don't call it elections, man. These are selections by the elite. It's a game.
Yeah.
It's a stupid dick game, man. It doesn't matter.
There is that.
Anyway, all the things that they have tried to push the Trump down, to humiliate him, to defeat him, whatever, is only giving him popularity. He's like Godzilla, and his opposition is like Tokyo, to be honest.
Okay. This is okay. Sorry, guys. You know, Sean is actually letting me know that it definitely wasn't him, and they were fucking using his image. So he's giving me some sort of ways of contacting him, so that they can't fuck around anymore. You see, that's the problem, man. There's sly little fucks do things, and unfortunately, you know, I was a bit naive.
You need a secret code. You need a secret handshake code.
That's what I mean, man. I think the next.
If you don't tell it, you will. Oh, yeah.
Exactly. There's a secret shake by your. You have to actually show me a picture of your genitals with a secret number written on the side of your genitals.
you can be anonymous, but we will ID you with your anal.
Yes, there's a 4-digit code that needs to be written with a Sharpie on the side of your penis before you're allowed on the stream.
If you have pubes, you will be allowed on. If you're a shaven haven, then you're a jihadi probably. That will be. Or if the lulla is snipped, you won't get
yes.
ticked or whatever.
Yeah, if your lulla is slipped, I won't fucking get on my own show.
Yeah.
I'm fucked to get on my own. Yeah, my own show.
You have to do it lulla regrow surgery.
Yeah, no. It's just a simple 4-digit code, because we all know that the Muslims have exceedingly small penises and they can't actually get 4 digits onto their fucking side of their penis. So in order for
that explains the vaccinations with 9-year-olds.
Yes, we have to answer deep and thoughtful questions about your possibility of a marriage to a 9-year-old. What do you think about those things? You have to answer some very probing questions about your marriages, your proclivities.
You have to answer scientific questions like, can the moon be split and put back together again?
Or give us a small video of you urinating on a Quran. That's a sure way of knowing that it's not a Muslim.
That'll seal the deal, man. Yeah, that's the dalil, man.
Exactly, the dalil. Come forth with the dalils.
Bigger respect. He talks more Arabic than Jamaican, man. Fucking hell.
He does. He has. I think he has literally more Arabic words in his vocabulary than he does patois.
What the hell?
I have to say, I'm going to make this one visible. Speaker's Corner Skits wrote, but how's Sophia, the tranny, get on then? Because of the whole penis thing. But it's okay because Sophia writes it on her tits. Okay. Using her. Oh, damn. Skits is getting all over this. He's using a dilator.
I just want to change the topic for a moment.
Go for it.
So I see that how just like the Brexit haven't came to reality, it isn't coming.
What, you mean the Brexit thing?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think these people will ever let us actually out. We're never getting out.
So, as one great poll in the EU Parliament have said, and that's why I think that the European Union must be destroyed. If you don't know this guy, Janusz Korwin-Mikke, he was in the EU Parliament. He's the guy that have said that women are smaller, weaker, and less intelligent than this guy. I don't know, but he was on Good Morning Britain for that. For the statement in the EU Parliament, when he have triggered the entire Parliament and the feminists there especially. Yes, he done it on purpose. He done it on purpose because his mission was to behave in such a way that the European Union will throw us out. So if he didn't achieve it, and he was doing everything, and his party members want to help him, then yes, I'm sorry to say, the European Union wants even us more, Poland, in the European Union. So for sure, they will not let you go so easily. I'm sorry to say that.
I can get it. I can believe it.
And that's why it should be destroyed, because it is becoming what it is becoming.
Well,
a fucking union.
Well, this is the thing. The European Union is, in my opinion, it's going to have a self-destructive effect to itself, because I think that this concept of trying to make an American federal system like they have in the United States, I don't think it's viable with the histories of these nations. It's just not. They're not going to accept it. The people of these nations are not going to accept it. And this isn't the fucking United States. You just can't pull the same shit off. The United States was a very, very different setup. It is a very young country. It's only 250 years old. No, is it like 250, 300 years old, something like that?
And it's forming with its mentality and its identity. Its identity is still in shaping, in process.
Yeah, I mean, these countries we're talking about are thousands of years old. One of them was fucking Rome. It was Rome. You think they're gonna fucking just bow down to some fucking German or some fucking prick from Brussels and take it in the ass? The Italians will fucking kill every one of you before they fucking do that shit. The French, they fucking had Napoleon. The British had the British Empire. Do you honestly think you're going to turn all of these fucking countries into some cucked federal fucking state like they have in the United States? No, these people are not going to get cucked by you, European Union. They are not going to fucking bow down and suck at your fucking teats. So I just don't understand how they can honestly think they're gonna pull this shit off with people with thousands of years of history. These people have not forgotten their history, no matter how much you batter them over the head with the stick of racism. You racist! If you don't want to suck at our fucking cock, if you're not sucking at the people in Brussels' dick, you're somehow a fucking bigot. They don't give two fucks about that. They do not give two fucks about being called a race. They will 100 times be called a racist, and they will proudly wear that badge before they'll bend over and take it up the fucking ass from a bunch of bureaucrats from Brussels.
I don't know, Banksy. Europe did bend over to the Roman Catholic Church in the past, man.
The European Union?
No, in the past.
No, Europe as a continent, as a collection of nations.
Bent over to Rome, eventually.
Yeah, but that was under.
You know what I mean?
You know, that was religious, first of all, and it's also under a fucking gun, practically.
Yeah, but when the robotic army is implemented and the Terminator T-1000 model comes out, it'll be a gun too.
Yes.
Yeah, Skynet is being implemented right now, man. Be aware, the drones are already here, the cameras, everything, man.
That's what it is.
But to be honest, trust me, my countrymen will burn the European Union to the ground before they're going to accept that the shit that is coming. They already heard Juncker saying that Karl Marx was the greatest philosopher of all time. It have came to here. Trust me, after those words, the resistance to the European Union and the stays with it is growing, thankfully, and I'm happy about it. Not to mention, of course, that when they were not so long ago compared to Nazis were compared to socialists. Actually, they were called socialists by Kamal, this British MP in the Euro Parliament. They were triggered. They were like going apeshit. That they were so offended because so many socialists also have died in the concentration camps, and I would be like yelling there, "Not enough, Toledo."
Yeah. I just don't think these guys are really. I mean, they have these lofty ambitions. I mean, this is why Guy Hofstadter said, Guy, is it Guy or Guy? Anyway, that guy who was talking on the Guy. I think it's Guy Hofstadter.
Drunk bastard. Drunk bastard.
Yeah.
He can hardly walk, man. Like a reincarnation of Winston Churchill, man, but stupider.
Exactly.
Less balls.
Exactly. But yeah, he said, this is, we have to unite. We have to have a European empire because the future is going to be the future of empires. The Indians and the Chinese are making their empires, and you would think from a bunch of people, bunch of Europeans who have seen the bloody history, who have known the bloody history of Europe and the concepts and the ideas of empire, you would think it would send shivers down his own spine, trying to talk about fucking European empires. Dude, the Second World War was only fucking yesterday, historically speaking. What are you fucking talking about? There are people who are still alive who remember the Second World War like they were living during that time, and you're still talking about fucking empires. This is fucking insane.
Yeah, but Banksy, you don't understand the utopia of the enlightened EU empire. It will be great, man. We will all be singing Kumbaya, holding hands, spanking our willies, and be happy, man.
You know, in 1930s, I remember a dude with a little tiny mustache who was talking about the same sort of thing.
Yeah. But you have to give it a try, man. Otherwise, you never know.
Things went a little bit wrong for him, though. I think he took a slight wrong turn somewhere towards genocide.
No, but I mean, the EU could be a good thing if we had real democracy, direct democracy, maybe. You know, with each person one vote, maybe, but not the way it's implemented right now. You know? That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, I do get the sense all the time when I'm seeing the EU Parliament debates. Like I would be on the gathering of the CPSU actually more than on some kind of a democratic institution. The only difference is that the flag is blue with yellow stars. Back then it was with an oz and a hammer, one star and red background. That's how I feel about them all the time. And more, especially that the guy, the founder of it was, what was his name? Correct me, Antonio Spinelli, if I haven't mistaken. He was also a socialist. What terrifies me, and I know where this organization is actually going now, and I cannot stand that, because trust me, our national identities they will try to strip it out from us, and the dominant place, the Germany, because they are the most numerous nation in the European Union, will try to Germanize us all sooner or later. Just like the Russians have tried to Russify all the peoples of the Soviet Union because they were like the half of the population there.
Exactly, that is what I mean. That's exactly what I'm talking about. They try to subdue the people, and at the moment they're doing it by slanders of bigots and racists, and that's not working for them. That's really not fucking working for them. They can call everyone a fucking racist. People are still gonna vote to get the fuck out of Europe and do all the things that the Europeans hate. And by the way, the French, the Yellow Vests haven't stopped protesting. I know the media isn't telling you anything about them. They're still out there in the streets every fucking week. They're still being hammered by the French police every week. They are still out there. They're still screaming. They're still protesting. They haven't gone anywhere just because you haven't seen it on your TV. That's something you should all remember, that there are people everywhere fighting for their rights, not to mention the brave Iranians who are being shot literally in the streets every day by the Iranian government. Now, unfortunately, as it seems, unless YouTube actually hears my appeal, I won't be able to report on that, because that's what I was intending to report on my other channel for a while. So it looks like I may have to use this channel for that reason. So I urge everyone who is here tonight to like, subscribe, and comment. I'm sure you Muslims will be very fond of liking and subscribing and commenting on this channel tonight. That's gonna attract a whole bunch of new category of people.
Trust me, but you are worshipped by the Muslims today. You have given them,
the jihadis did pilgrimage to the Banksy today.
They have. The Ummah has come. The
Ummah loves you, man, Banksy. You achieved something.
Yes. Yeah. I gotta be honest with you. This has been the most successful stream I've had on this channel ever, literally ever, because no one was on here. No one gave a shit about this channel. So I thank everyone from the Ummah that has brought their attention to this channel, because now this channel is going to have a little bit of publicity, a little bit of growth, which is nice. But I will have to, I think, create a new Banksy second Banksy channel because this is happening. This is the second time, if you like, that I've been striked by Muslims on this channel. One was with the what's it called? What's her name? Yasmina B, Jordan M's sister. After I took severe piss out of her and her wonderful looks, because that one's a looker. That one. Runway model.
Look of love.
I'll be honest, some of these Muslimas, they make a very good case for the niqab and the burqa just by their presence. I'm not gonna deny it. Some of them actually should be. I think it's absolutely mandatory for them to wear the niqab.
Yeah, if you like below a 5. Niqab should be mandatory, Muslim or not.
Yes, they should be.
It should be put in a camp somewhere outside of the city where we don't have to see it. Preferably on an island of Wight. Yeah.
And the irony is, if the niqab is there to keep men from falling in love or trying to have sexual lust for these Muslimas, the ones who I want to put into niqabs are the ones who don't need it.
That's a fucking irony, yeah.
The ones who don't need it are the ones I want to put into the fucking niqab. Like, for the fucking love of God, cover that one.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense. I mean, if God didn't want any promiscuity or so much sexual energy with humans, he could have made women less attractive and men less attractive to women. So you don't need a fucking niqab to fix the problem.
You would have
like the lullah. He created the lullah, then it needs to be snipped. Doesn't make sense, man.
I know. This is
moral God is that.
Works in mysterious ways.
This is the amazing thing
about.
You
guys, I think we should have dislike for the sin and not the sinner, if you know what I mean. Like, kind of just saying, kind of like all these Muslims, they should wear the niqab. I feel like kind of we don't need to sort of. Have animosity like that. I think we shouldn't have like that kind of animosity.
I have to say it. Muslim women as guilty of terrorism as the men at times. They are just doing it in another way. The odor that is coming from the bodies when they are wearing those tents on them is outstanding, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't understand why Jordan M doesn't wear a niqab, you know? Jordan M needs a niqab. He's too sexy, man, for a shirt. I mean, come on, man. He gets all kind of women in niqab.
Oh my God, these Muslimas are moist. They're physically, you can tell they're moist around him. When he talks about, like, he might get married and this and that, they are like just dripping. Like, oh, Jordan, let it be me. It's like these fat, fucking out of shape, godforsaken women in fucking tents are thinking, yes, Jordan M's gonna Jordan's just waiting for them to fucking come out.
Let me be the one.
Oh, it's so funny when I hear Jordan, these women talk about marriage around Jordan M, because he's staying the fuck away from most of them. I don't know, man. It's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, but you can't blame Jordan, man. He has a heavy burden, man, for looking so sexy. Man. Allah made him. It's not easy, man. Being so sexy in that religion, you know, it's a pain in the ass. Yeah. You know? It's a
too
religion
sexy
which
for
doesn't...
your hijab. Too sexy for your hijab.
Sexy by far.
I am a Muslima, and you know what I am. I'm too sexy for your heart, too sexy for my heart.
So you don't have to, you know, for ugly people, it's a good religion, so you don't have too much sex, you know, and thoughts. But
that's what it was.
It's not a religion for good-looking people, man. I mean,
it's a burden.
You will get attention all the time.
Yeah, it's a burden for those good-looking people.
It's difficult, man.
It is.
Jordan, come back, man. Come back to secularism, man. Join us.
Well, as a matter of fact, Wanksy, when Islam is implemented fully, kind of, it will be actually a lot better than secularism if you're a man, because you'll be able to go to your local kind of slave market fresh from jihad and buy as many sex slaves as you want. So you'll actually get a lot more.
The right hand possesses.
The right hand possesses, exactly. We forgot all about the right hand possesses.
yeah, it's a good one, James. Yeah.
But
they have 4 wives plus extra sex slaves. Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe I will do this harder, man. What the?
If you guys would like, I might do a little screen share presentation now. Like if you're in the mood for that.
Yeah. Let's do it. Have you got it? Can you share your screen?
So I'm just gonna press this share screen.
Big up Afghan in the chat, by the way. Big up, man. You're my leader. Hail you, man. I love you, man. Come be with me, baby.
Okay, so can you see my screen at the moment?
No, we can't see it at the moment.
It says wait a second.
Do I have to do something? Or make sure you share your sound as well. There's a little check button for your sound, James.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but the sound of the video it's up. But I can't actually see.
I don't need to.
There you go. There you go. I can see it. I can see.
Okay, cool.
Okay, play the video when you're ready, sir. There we are.
Yeah, so it's not to. I want to kind of basically go through what I think is one of the background reasons behind kind of a lot of these terrorist attacks. And basically, so they talk about the so-called ideological battle, and sort of what, like, out of these Islamic terrorists, what kind of sect are they coming from? And a lot of them, you probably will have heard that they come from a kind of Wahhabi kind of sect. Yeah, and so I just want to talk about a very kind of sort of quite famous book. This is the author of the book I'm going to talk about. It's Mohammed Saeed Al-Qahtani, and he's a current Saudi scholar kind of in the 20th century. And I want to show a few clips from this book that he's written. But he's a professor at it says here that he works at assistant professor in the faculty of Usul ad-Din and Dawa at the university I think in Makkah, and then later in another. So he's worked at several different Saudi universities basically. And I'll just show that this isn't like a sort of forbidden book. It's not illegal. You can buy it in many kind of UK. This is one Islamic bookstore selling this book. The name of the book is Al-Wala wal-Bara, which is the name of this Islamic book.
Yeah, that's a passage. Yeah. That's a passage saying I forgot exactly what it means.
But God hates, you must hate.
Yeah.
So Allah hates, you must hate.
Yeah.
It's literally translated as loyalty, wala, and disavowal, it also is used to mean kind of loving for the sake of Allah and hating for the sake of Allah. And so this kind of ideology, this doctrine, and all the ideas that are bundled up with it, kind of, I think, are responsible for a lot of the terrorism that goes along.
Islam, of course.
And so this is these books of Al-Wala wal-Bara. You'll be able to find them in sort of any sort of mosque bookstore in the country. If it's like a Salafi or a Deobundi mosque, it's very likely you'll be able to find this book. And in my opinion, it should be kind of, considered almost. It's basically the same as like neo-Nazi propaganda or that sort of thing. That's how it should be considered. And so let's have a look at kind of some clips from this book. So I've got it open here. I'll zoom in a second, but yeah. So here you can see Al-Wala wal-Bara according to the the creed, the Aqidah of the pious
Salaf.
predecessors.
Yeah.
And so let's just go to like the first sort of set of clips. We've got a few things to look through here. What page are we at now? Just to go to page 33. Sorry, 25. And I'll zoom in a second so you guys can see. But I think it's no, that's too far. So it's okay. So here it is. So like this Al-Wala wal-Bara, they consider it to be the same as like love and hate. And so kind of they draw on a lot of different Quranic verses as evidence for this belief. So they quote kind of Quran 3:28 saying, don't take the believer, let not the believers, the Muslims, take disbelievers for their friends in preference to believers, like other Muslims. Whoever does this has no connection with Allah unless you are guarding yourselves against them as a precaution. Allah bids you be aware only of himself, and Allah is the journeying. So it's saying like, don't take friends with the the non-Muslims unless you somehow are in a situation where you fear the non-Muslims, and then you can like pretend, that sort of thing. And so another verse they quote is, "They long for you to disbelieve even as they disbelieve, so that you may be the same as them. So do not choose friends from among them until they go out in the way of Allah." Often when other Muslims talk about these verses, they point out that this word friend in the Quran is kind of awliya, which has a range of meanings. So it can also mean sort of ally and protector. But this shows that within kind of mainstream Islam, like, or yeah, you can definitely call it like a sort of a big branch of Islam in the UK and Europe, like the Salafi Islam. They do consider awliya to mean friend. So they are saying like, no, you guys, you aren't allowed to be kind of genuine friends with non-Muslims. And so they just quote many passages in support of this idea, and they even quote some of their famous Muslim scholars like Abd al-Wahhab, who's what Wahhabism is named after. Like it's the main version of Islam in Saudi Arabia, and so he explains so he goes on to say like that you have to have friendship for the sake of Allah, and then he goes on to say, and then they're paraphrasing, and as for enmity for the sake of Allah, it includes the obligation to declare enmity for his sake, the opposition for the sake of Allah, it is to declare opposition in deed, to take up arms against his enemies, to shun them, and to stay far away from them in word and deed. And then they quote one more kind of sort of lovely, peaceful verse, which is, it says, there is a good example for you in Abraham, the Abraham from the Bible, and those with him, when they told their people, surely we disassociate ourselves from you, and all that you worship besides Allah, we have done with you, and there has arisen between us and you enmity and hate forever until you believe in Allah alone. And that's in, I'm not sure if, maybe I should zoom in so that this is a bit more easy to see on the screen. But, and let me bring up a couple more, just like a few more kind of parts from these books, because they're really interesting to kind of glance through. They have like different headings. So if I go to part 2 here, this one is full of incredible evil. So this is the second part of his 3-volume work, and I'm just going to zoom in so you can definitely, so that people can definitely read it very well. So first I'll go to page 35. 35. Yes, so here it's talking about the so-called the nature of the enmity between two ideological groups. They've constructed this idea that the world is divided into Muslims and non-Muslims, and they are at war. They're kind of they're enemies with each other. And so I'm just going to skip ahead to kind of where is it? What was the part that I wanted to show? I'm trying to find this. They basically quote a they have this scholar that they really admire called Ibn al-Qayyim, and basically this scholar that they really admire explains that based on an interpretation of Quranic verses, that non-Muslims are the allies of Satan. And that's literally something they like hold to be true. So it might be in the upper one. Yes, sorry. So I think it's here. It says Ibn al-Qayyim, who's one of their sort of favorite scholars. These Salafis and Wahhabis have like 3 or 4 scholars that they really admire, and you'll rarely find one saying, oh no, like we don't take from them, or that they're misguided, they're mistaken. And these scholars that they really admire are Abd al-Wahhab, Ibn Taymiyyah, and Ibn al-Qayyim. And so he said, whoever denies the messenger of Allah, withholds his obedience, disputes his authority, rejects his religion, and follows a path other than his, fails to enter into his compact, cedes to the ignorance in his soul, to the whim of the fancy of his heart, to the disavowal of and disbelief of his breast, to the rebellion and the revolt of his body, he is the ally of Satan. So yeah, anyone who doesn't accept this is an ally of Satan, is what he's saying. So like they're really teaching like, and these are the kinds of books that like if you go to a kind of a Sunday school or if you try and become a student of knowledge in these kinds of Salafi Wahhabi mosques, it's very likely that this is one of the books that you'll be recommended to read, or you might have like a study group on it. And let me find I just have like a couple more references of really kind of wild and outrageous things. Are you guys finding this kind of sort of interesting?
Yeah.
So James, Kuffar children are allied with Satan too, basically, according to these guys, like 10-year-old children.
So I haven't read this in full, but like there's a kind of there is in Islam this idea that like you have an age at which you're responsible, like age of responsibility. So it's kind of it's a bit mixed. Probably not, but let's see what they.
Is it as young as 6 or 9 year olds, or is it older?
Well, yeah, that's
age of responsibility. 6, 9, or older.
Yeah, so they do actually. I think if you read some of these classical books of Islamic jurisprudence, some of them say, oh yeah, the age of maturity for girls is a lot younger than for boys, because they realize how inconsistent it is, and so they have to say, oh yeah, these women are mature because Muhammad married when she was 9, and it's a real mess. But oh yes, so and let me read some of. So this is a second part. This is so if you read with us here, like he's giving us some conclusions about the nature of the so let's see here. Ibn Taymiyyah, who is one of the scholars they love, the obligation of the believer is to choose both his friends and his enemies for the sake of Allah. Wherever there are believers, he must ally himself with them, even if they have wronged him, since no personal offense can absolve one's obligation in the faith. And then he elaborates on this, the author of the book. And so he says one conclusion, like there are those that deserve complete loyalty, and so what such a person believes in Allah and his messenger. So you need to have complete loyalty for Muslims, presumably even if they kind of do certain wrongs. And then it says the third are those who deserve unremitting hatred. These are the disbelievers in Allah and his angels and his books and his messengers, those who deny the day of resurrection, divine providence, the guiding hand, and so on and so on. He lists all these things that you have to believe in, otherwise you deserve unremitting hatred. And then at the end of this book, I'll just go swap back up to the kind of contents. It lists as a conclusion all these types of interactions with non-Muslims that are forbidden because it's considered to be having an alliance with them. So it says like if you are content with the disbelievers, that's a type of alliance, so it's forbidden under this kind of ideology. If you flatter the disbelievers' faith, if you seek the affection of disbelievers, if you all these sorts of things, if you trust the disbelievers, if you draw near to the disbelievers, if you honor the disbelievers, these are all things that it's saying are a type of alliance, and so are kind of forbidden and considered evil and that sort of thing. So let's just have a look at this. So it says here, agree on points of disbelief. I think it's the next one. Yes, seeking the affection of the disbelievers. To seek the love or affection of the disbelievers is to ally yourself with them. Allah forbids such conduct. And then they quote the Quran, and it says, you will not find any people who believe in Allah and the last day making friendship with those who oppose Allah and his messenger, even though they were their fathers or their sons or their brothers or their kindred. So yeah, it gets and so it's like this is when you hear kind of someone saying, I know there are kind of Muslim preachers, you can find them online kind of giving their sort of lectures, and sometimes they get questions like, oh, is this permissible? One of the questions that you sometimes see, like for example, there's a preacher in Brooklyn called Mufti Munir, he says like, but
he's a black guy, isn't he?
That's problematic, and this is what he's referring to.
Is that the black preacher that's been down to the Speaker's Corner a couple of times?
Yeah, that's him. Yeah. The one that Ali Dar and so on were really sort of happy to have on their side. And finally, here's one of the sort of hadith actually, sort of transmitted about the Prophet, about
Yeah,
Muhammad.
just want to say that I'm back. Sorry to disturb you, James.
Yeah, okay, James. Sorry, Raj, hold on 1 second. I just want James to finish this.
Yeah, so this is the last thing. It says, apparently Muhammad said, if anyone loves for Allah's sake and hates for Allah's sake and gives for Allah's sake and withholds for Allah's sake, he will have perfect faith. And so, I just want to show that, like, this is the kind of, there's a certain sect of Muslims who are kind of very regularly teaching real hatred against non-Muslims.
Oh, yeah.
That should be regarded as, like, akin to sort of neo-Nazism in some respects.
Absolutely. Thank you, James. Okay, Raj, how was Sir Faz or whatever else you went to?
No, I actually had a very important phone call. I had to take it, and it was a family situation. I couldn't say no. What did I miss? I've probably missed a lot of good information. I have to watch it back. We have got jihadis encroaching on the camp in the name of Al-Kaka, otherwise known as M-Stacks, the thug of Speaker's Corner.
Where is he?
He's actually in the chat now. He's one of the guys that
Al-Kaka
come down the other week saying you can't speak about Islam.
I have Mr. M Stacks actually front and center on my video at the beginning of the show. Do you want me to play that, Raj, for you?
I've actually got a photo of his actual face if you want to
be honest.
Oh, that
one
would.
Day I must go to Speaker's Corner.
We've actually got a picture of his face.
Visit UK, go to the Speaker's Corner and let them ban me for life after that, because I will say what I want to say.
Yeah, this is actually, Raj, if you watch
Can I make one quick thing? If anyone wants to sort of look through the books that I've been quoting, if you just you can just search al wala wal bara kind of Katani. I'm not screen sharing anymore. Sorry, but I'll just post the link.
Do you want me to screen share with you? Do you want to screen share it? Let me screen share one more time.
I would say that's one of the most dangerous ideologies, the al-wara.
Yeah, it is. Post that so we can all see that, and that way.
That and covering your brother's sins combined is so dangerous. I mean, one of the problems I had the other day. Look, Asif said he striked your thingy. Don't worry, we're still on here, Asif, you little Gujarati prick.
I should be screen sharing right now.
Yeah.
And so it's on this book. It's cool. It's this link, Kalamullah, which has a bunch of Islamic books for download, and it's the one called Al-Wala wal-Bara, and it has 3 parts. And so I'll post the link, and then Banksy can repost it for anyone.
Yeah, by all means.
Did you see what happened the other day? You know the Abu Qasim, the guy that's at the Old Bailey, otherwise known as Muhammad. You know the camera guy for the Dawa teams.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so what happened is that he did the video denying it was him on the Daily Mail, saying they pictured the wrong person. And I was like, dude, if that's the case, sue the hell out of them. Like, sue them to mad. He said, you can't sue online. You can't sue people for online slander. It's like, all right, fair enough. That's what you think. But the worst thing I found was not necessarily his lie. It was that everybody kind of covered their brother's sins. So even people that I consider to be relatively intelligent, like Reactionary, and all of these people on the channel said, oh, well, yeah, we believe him. They mistakenly got him. And it was the wrong picture. Yeah, and that's covering your brother's sin. Now, I will confirm one thing. Steve went to the Old Bailey yesterday. Yeah?
Okay.
And Abu Qasim was in the dock for promoting terrorism.
Oh, wow. He saw him.
He saw him. And Abu Qasim saw him. So anybody saying it's not him, you need to start asking yourself, why is Abu Qasim still filming for Ali Dawa? Last week when I went to the park, he was miking up Ali Dawa. Now this guy is in court in the Old Bailey for promoting terrorism. Now we have a terrorist attack on London Bridge. Yeah, it's a very, very disturbing kind of like weeds that are like weeds of like jihadis over at Speaker's Corner. Very, 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 very concerning.
Yeah, dude. I mean, for the longest time, we've all known because Anjem Chowdhury used to go to Speaker's Corner and preach. So we know that the extremists do go to Speaker's Corner regularly. It's just a matter of pointing them out and having them arrested. But then look at London Bridge. I mean, sometimes I despair at the fucking judicial system of this country. Look at London Bridge yesterday. This asshole was arrested, put in prison for spreading terrorist material. He clearly had terrorist, affiliations and desires. And then the government of this country just fucking releases him. And just lets him fucking go.
Something that's very, very much more disturbing about Abu Qasim. I'll tell you what's much more disturbing is the fact that, all right, you have other individuals that have been to Speaker's Corner that are very kind of like got very extremist views and have gone on to do terrorism. But those guys were outwardly very open about their views. The problem with Abu Qasim, he was a very mild-mannered, like, no one even took any notice of the guy. I hardly saw him, I'd only seen him once or twice. But when I look back at the videos of my videos, he was in nearly every video when Adnan Rashid was there, Ali Dawa was there filming and miking people up. And this is the biggest problem because everyone tried to cover his sins. Everybody tried to deflect from what he's doing, and saying, "Oh, we're going to give him another chance." Oh, he's been on camera twice with Anjem Choudhury, once on Vice News, and we had so much evidence against him saying that if you don't support ISIS, you're a Jew. Then this thing come out that he'd been at Speaker's Corner for 2 years, and for one of those years, he was at the Old Bailey for promoting terrorism.
You see what I mean? And yet these guys just I mean, look, the problem is, I agree, yes, innocent until proven guilty. I still believe in that. But once they are fucking guilty, can we at least keep these fuckers from rolling up down London Bridge with stabbies? I mean, is there a way that we can at least... This fucker was the one on yesterday was found guilty.
Look what Salahuddin is now writing in the chat. He got shot in the head, then got up. LOL. If you think that's the way guns work, why don't you put a bomb on yourself, walk over to a policeman and say, "I'm going to detonate myself."
Yeah.
And let's see what happens when he puts a bullet between your head, whether you're going to wake up. Salahuddin, you're an idiot. You used to be called Morton Hire, a proud Norwegian. Now you're just a degenerate jihadi who's only got 274 days left before you blow yourself to smithereens. I hope while your head goes over to Pakistan, your bollocks in Norway, and your freaking nows go over to Australia. Whatever, just do your thing.
Damn. Is that what his name was? Morton Hire?
Remember Morton Hire used to be a guy that used to donate all the time on my channel. I don't even remember. I said, "Big up Morton Hire, the king of the knot."
I do remember that. Now he's converted to Islam.
Yeah, he's Salahuddin, One day he used to fund all my holidays, fund everything, Then one day he just suddenly emailed me. He said, "Look, I'm coming back to my roots." I said, "Oh, cool, fair enough." I was like, "Well done, man." I said, "All right, if you found your religion, that's okay." Within literally 4 days, he was a jihadi. That's how quick it took Salahuddin to turn from a normal individual to some.
Oh, so he was a Muslim before, and he named himself Morton Hire, and then he became more of a he was born a Muslim, but he wasn't strict.
No. From my understanding, I think he had half. I don't want to say to him, but half his heritage was X, and half it was Norwegian. And I think he kind of got back to his religion, which is fine. It's fine. But the problem was, when he went back there, he just done the biggest... He hasn't even fasted yet, Think about this, Banksy. He's not even fasted yet. He hasn't even had the circumcision. He hasn't done anything apart from change his name. And now he thinks he's the mufti or the sheikh of YouTube.
Well, they start off with that. I mean, I'm presuming he's probably gonna, commit some kind of suicide attack before his lula is cut. So that way he is a shaheed and he goes straight to Jannah.
Why doesn't he just do it at the same time? Put a string on your knob with a little bit of a kind of cuts the foreskin and it blows itself up.
No, Morton has he's not that bad. I think he's gotten a little bit off the path. He's gone a little bit misguided, but we should try and invite him back towards not supporting a religion that kind of calls for slavery and other bad things. So we should try and give him the benefits of the doubt. And
James, let me say something. You don't watch the live streams. Even now he's saying that a terrorist attack in London is a plot, and that the guy just got up afterwards and walked out. Where's the evidence of the guy getting up and walking off? Where is it?
Well,
Are you that sick?
That's what I mean. They say no. I actually heard that on Sir Faz's. All the conspiracy theories came out like one after the other. These fuckers are worse than James. What's his name? No, Infowars. Alex Jones. Alex Jones. You know what I mean? All the conspiracies. Oh no, someone saw him get up and right. They said they saw him get up 3 hours afterwards. So the police left his body on London Bridge for 3 hours after they shot him, and then he got up and walked off. Is that what you're trying to tell me here? That for 3 hours they just like, oh fuck it, we just shot him now. Let's just walk off. Let's go get a cup of tea, boys. Is that what happened?
all those people like Sir Faz and Fulfiz did the exact same thing when there was that terrorist attack in Sri Lanka blowing up the church. They and until like about 5 days afterwards, until there was like a filmed confession of all these ISIS terrorists saying, this is our filmed video before we do this attack, they were kind of denying it constantly up until that point. And they'll do it anytime there's a terrorist attack.
And this is the thing, they keep on bringing up to me that in 1983 a Sikh terrorist blew up a plane. Yeah, I don't ever say that man's not a Sikh. If he said he was Sikh and he was doing it for a particular cause, like for Khalistan, like a separate state, I would say he's one of mine. But he's a bad guy, and I'm glad he's in prison. Yeah, I don't start deflecting and saying, "Oh, he was a Hindu pretending to be a Sikh, or he was a Jew, or whatever." Like, just take responsibility for the bad apples in your group, and then deal with them.
Precisely. I mean, one thing.
Deflecting, you can never resolve the issue.
Look, guys, one thing I will say, as an avid fan of the TV show The Walking Dead, it could be potentially that this Muslim jihadi is now beginning the zombie apocalypse that we have all.
Or 28 days later. You remember it was in London Bridge 28 days later?
Yeah, but 28 days later was about a disease, and it affected them immediately. These people were not actually dead and then resurrected. They were actually infected. So 28 days later was kind of different. Whilst in The Walking Dead, when someone dies, the time between them dying and then being resurrected as a zombie can vary between different people. And so 3 hours could potentially be the time it is required for this zombie virus to take effect and then resurrect the body of the jihadi.
Saladin, you said you saw inside yours channel the guy with a racist gin in him. Now, this is the same guy that posted up a video saying that we were slandering Abu Qasim. Is that the same Sadio? The guy that said that was slandering Abu Qasim, who's now at the Old Bailey for terrorism. Is that the same guy? So let's have a look at that video. I'm going to actually have a look at it to see exactly what is going on. Still got quite a few people, 54.
On the topic of Abu Qasim and the people he's been a cameraman for, like, these people who he's been a cameraman for, like Ali Dar and
Ali Dara. I say Ali Dara, like your father told you.
Yeah, like those people, like Mohammed Hijab, Ali Dawa, Adnan Rashid, they're all kind of part of a sort of group that you can broadly call sort of the Muslim Brotherhood. Like they're all ideologically aligned with these people. So what that means is that, like, they want to bring about an Islamic State, but the first thing they'll resort to in order to do that is politics. So they'll act like sort of infiltrators and political activists in order to try and, like, take over these countries by the ballot.
Well, they will use the democracy against itself to bring about an Islamic theocracy.
Yeah, and they don't mind kind of and that's a little bit different from kind of the sort of more pure Salafis that you see kind of with Shamsi and Anwar, because they're like they're often called Maghalis. They're kind of like loyal to the Saudi state, and the Saudi state does not want any sort of revolt or insurgency, whereas the Muslim Brotherhood wants to have revolts and insurgencies everywhere. And so kind of those sorts of Madkhali people, they'll try and spread a kind of awful type of Islam, like I just read out from Al-Wala Al-Bara, but they won't try and actively sort of use political means, so that makes them less dangerous. Whereas like these Muslim Brotherhood types, they're much more effective and much more dangerous.
I think look, at the end of the day,
correction first.
Oh, sorry.
Another correction. What do you mean, awful type of Islam? Like there will be a good type of Islam? I don't understand.
There'll be less bad types of Islam, obviously, like bad and less bad.
I think this is where I kind of differ. I don't actually mind people having a religion. Like you lot are more atheistic kind of people. Whereas me, I just want it to be behind closed doors. Like don't try to interfere.
But their religion is expansive, and they do mind if you don't keep their religion. That's the problem with them. I don't mind Sikhism either, but they do mind it, and they do mind especially me as an unbeliever. As a child of Satan to them.
Exactly. I mean, the thing is, it's not about us minding them. It's they mind us. And once they get enough power, they will then enact the things that they want in order to stop us. So that's the problem.
And they convince me that I have to fight fire with fire, aggression with aggression, whatever means possible just to get rid of them.
Well, you see, this is the problem.
And you know Al Jazeera.
That video, Banksy, of the person allegedly getting up.
Well, I would play it if someone gives it to me. I don't have a link.
I don't know where I can find the. I mean, I think it might be one of those kind of like reenactments with Play-Doh or something. What do you think?
I'm not entirely sure.
Saidi, mocks up a little kind of like morph and all that kind of stuff.
A little animation.
And this is what happened.
Do you remember the Tsarnaev brothers?
Do you guys know Al Jazeera News Network?
In Boston? 2008.
Sorry, what were you saying, Kaz?
Tsarnaev brothers, Boston. Remember that terrorist attack? Those guys have been given from America everything. Opportunities. They could study, that they could get a life, an education that I or people even here maybe don't have. I don't know you guys, but I know myself, and I know also another thing. America haven't done to Chechnya nothing wrong in history. It should be Russia, but they done it anyway in Boston, and really it boggles my mind because they have really made me more understanding of Russians dealing with that region with this brutality. With Chechnya.
It's on Veli's channel, but the thing is that he'll probably strike you for using it because he's not one of your friends, is he?
Yeah, well, what I mean is, if it's a separate video, I can find that.
Yeah, so there's a picture of a guy. He looks like he's getting up, but he's not actually getting up. I thought you meant walking around, doing a jog around the park. Like, what is he doing? He's lifted up. Some people, when they're being shot, they do get up. Like, their body might reflex. They might get up a little, but he didn't get up and walk about like people are talking about. Do you understand? Like, if you were shot in the chest and you didn't immediately die and you tried to get yourself up.
Yeah, but no, they're saying 3 hours later he gets up. That's the kind of stupid shit that we're talking about.
Oh, Veli's playing like Russian roulette now. I don't know whether he's saying, I won't strike it. But it's not Russian roulette, Banksy.
Oh, no, I don't give a shit. It's just that, I'll view it myself and then I'll find that footage.
I'll send you a link via the thingy. I'll just click onto Veli's channel. On the
I don't fucking follow these idiots. I don't know
he's in the chat under Veli Vision.
Okay. I can't find Veli Vision.
I'll send it to you by Twitter.
Yeah. Let me check the text and see what he's
And how do we know this is 3 hours later though? Where's the timestamp?
I don't know what the fuck.
Oh, so I'm gonna send it to you now.
Who knows, man? These people are fucking conspiracy fucking idiots. That's the problem, man. The conspiracy.
And it is actually disrespectful to the dead when the first thing you say isn't okay. It's bad what happened, but was it really, a terrorist attack? Or was it really XYZ? Just let the information come out first.
So they shoot him twice, and then how long after is he getting up? Is it?
Yeah, the guys made a point. Yeah,
is it Jesus style?
The MMM said it was 3 hours later. It would have been dark. He's right. It gets dark at 4 now.
It was dark.
But the image where he's getting up
is in broad daylight.
Broad daylight. So that can't be 3 hours later.
stupid. Okay, there's someone sitting up. It's like a it's like a mobile phone image of a dude actually sitting up. I don't think this is real. I think this is some sort of bullshit. Because why would the footage end within 6 seconds? The minute he sits up, the footage ends. If you notice, the footage the footage isn't. I'm sorry, I don't know if I should play this because it is on Veli's channel, so I'm not entirely
he's
sure.
doing Russian roulette with you. He's saying he's not going to do nothing, but then he's going to strike you.
Fuck that.
Oh no! How can we get him to Veli? How can we get you to promise you're not going to do it? What can we?
No. I don't care. I'm not going to play it. But what I will do is I will take a screenshot of the moment.
Sorry. Salahuddin said he got up 3 times, not 3 hours later. Okay, yeah.
Oh, he got up 3, but I mean.
But he didn't actually get up. You're making as if he got up and started jogging about.
That's what I mean. He's no. He is. Someone sits up, but I think this could be a footage of him up played in reverse. You know what I mean? Because he does sit up after the police drag the other guy away, but this one is actually a different footage. So there's no one around him when he gets shot. There's 2-3 other people in the shot in the footage, if you like.
No, but don't you? Would you not agree that there are plenty of times that someone's been shot? They're not necessarily shot dead, and then
no. This guy was on the floor. They were holding guns on him for ages after.
Wanksy's trying to get back in.
Oh, Banksy. Okay, let me. But no.
I mean,
this was
this
guy.
It might not actually be Banksy, but it says that it is on the side chat.
Let me see.
Sorry, Belly, we can't give you the benefit of the doubt today. There's been too much.
Prophet Banksy. Had to reconnect. Can you let me in? Okay, dude. You play one fucking video and you are immediately out. Banksy, talk. Banksy. Okay, I'm sorry, Banksy. You didn't talk fast enough. Banksy, are you ready to talk? Because the second I put you into the room, you're going to have to say hello. If you don't, you're fucking out.
Oh, no.
Say hello.
Aha!
He's trying.
Good man, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I got disconnected from StreamYard, so...
That's all good, man. That's all good. I'm sorry,
Plus, I
dude.
put in a code word in the text chat.
I do. I think. Okay, I'm gonna put a code word in the side chat here. Although I haven't given the link out to anyone, the code word I will put it in the side chat, and then you guys kind of type it, and the next time you're in and out or whatever.
Yeah, something like that, just in case, you know.
Yeah, and the guy's in a very different position. This guy as well. The guy's actually laying face down in that. I don't know. I've got a video from Sky News. You can't play it, but it's from all different angles.
Yeah, I mean, this one, him sitting up. I don't know. I think to me, it seems highly suspicious because it's not a full video. It's just like a 6-second clip which repeats. There's someone who sits up. The thing is, this could have been reenacted at a later time. This because you can't tell who it is. There are no police around. The police would not just leave a dead body on the fucking street on London Bridge and then piss off. Okay,
there's some cameras on there from up above all over the place.
That number one.
Many more shots than just this little weak.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing is that the police will not just leave a dead body on the fucking bridge and just disappear. There isn't even one shot of another police car, a van. This might not even be London Bridge. This might actually be another bridge along the Thames.
It looks like a down and out man, and he's just sort of like lying on the floor, and he just got up.
Yeah, but the thing is, this could have been faked.
It could have been months ago.
This could have been faked this morning. No, this could have been faked this morning. You guys do realize 24 hours have passed since yesterday. So this could have been faked this morning. There's nothing saying that this thing is true.
Someone go to Psycho Mart TV. He looks like a bit of a jihadi. I'm not making allegations, but just his picture in the profile doesn't give me.
Let me find out who's Psycho Mark, because
Psycho Mart TV, Psycho Mart.
Yeah,
but listen to me.
But that's the thing. I can actually play that video because Psycho Mart isn't.
But listen to me. If it was a false flag CIA or whatever operation, why would they make it so stupid? It's obvious.
Oh, it's Omar.
Would have done a better job, you know.
It's Omar. Yeah. All right. Let's have a look. Omar Mahadin. Here he is. Let's have a look what Omar Mahadin is doing.
Who's Psycho Mart? Is Omar?
Yeah, Psycho Mart TV. Where's all these bloody thingies?
I've got a Facebook account of a Psycho Mart TV that I'm currently looking at.
He's a Iraqi British entertainer doing sketches and pranks.
This is what I mean. This is a bullshit fucking. It's bullshit prank. They reenacted the same bullshit on another bridge, or even London Bridge now. London Bridge is open now. It's not like they're not gonna keep that fucking bridge shut for days on end.
And the thing is that there was a camera faced upon it continuously from the air, from news organizations all over the place, from buildings. You think no one else would have spotted this?
This is bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. This is not the same. And I say the guy who's posted it is a fucking internet prankster. So clearly,
Psycho Mar TV says Omar Mahadin, also known as the stage name Psycho Mar Iraqi. So I don't know, maybe it's a different one. Let me just find out if there's another one.
Well, I've got PSYCHOMAR TV.
Well, his Instagram page is now unavailable. So I think that was done. What was that done on that one?
That is Instagram. Yeah, it was done on Instagram.
Yeah, so that one's actually now deleted. Psycho Mar TV.
Yeah, it's all gone. It's gone now, that video footage.
It did look like him, huh?
Yeah, it's a bullshit fake fucking thing that they've done. They reenacted it to try to fucking gain. Obviously now everybody's looking for this idiot's fucking name, aren't they? That's great fucking name recognition.
Yeah, but we also
all the Muslims are fucking flapping their vaginas with conspiracy of look, the man got up, he wasn't killed, even though I don't think for 1 second the Metropolitan Police will just simply shoot a man on a bridge and then walk the fuck off.
I mean, one of the things I found kind of concerning is they were saying they shouldn't have shot him. I'm like, dude,
they should have fucking shot him.
If you look at what they didn't understand, what or what they're trying to ignore, is that he had a bomb vest, even though it wasn't real. The police don't know that, and if that's the case, and I was an officer, I would weigh up: is it worth the guy detonating that and killing 50 people, or just shooting him straight in the head? I'll shoot him straight in the head for the. And if it's not a bomb vest, then you shouldn't have put it on.
Yeah, that's what I mean. No, they should have fucking shot him if he just had knives. I personally think that the government of this country has paid enough to fucking house and feed and clothe this piece of shit who was in prison for years and then came out and did the very thing that they put him in prison in the first fucking time. This fucker needed to fucking die. Well, think about it, Muslims. This is what I don't get. Muslims, if you are truly devout and you truly believe in your religion, he is a shaheed now. He is now going straight to the fucking rubber dinghy rapids without waiting in line. He goes straight to the top of the fucking hill, gets his houris, gets his castle, and gets that fucking crown that Muhammad promised him. Yeah, he gets all of that shit. So you guys should be fucking popping champagne corks right now. You should be happy as Larry. The man has martyred himself. He fucking finally got what he wanted. He got what all you cunts seem to be after. The houris, the rubber dinghy rapids, the whole fucking 9 yards. He doesn't have to queue for any of the rides at Disneyland anymore.
But that's only if they agree that he kind of, chose a legitimate target and was legitimately acting in the interest of Islam. That's only if they're kind of real sort of ISIS agreeers and those types of people.
Well, they can agree or not, James, but God, Allah is going to approve this guy. He's going to rubber stamp him straight through.
No, you have to say that's what he believes. It doesn't mean that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. Allah will rubber stamp this guy. He martyred himself right on a fucking London Bridge, killing the kuffars, and you know, doing all the things.
And the other thing, though, because I was on the channel yesterday, they were arguing that, okay, why did you choose London Bridge and not a bar? And I don't know if this makes sense. I said, like, if you can attack and kill someone in London Bridge, you're showing that you can go into the heart of the UK democracy and still kill people, even with the most security you can have anywhere around the UK. And that sends a big message out.
It's not just that. Of course he's going to have to pick London Bridge, or at the very minimum some famous place, Trafalgar Square, somewhere famous in London, because he's going to get news columns. This is called terrorism. The point is to get as much news coverage as possible. This is what's the point of him going to some fucking village in, I don't know, Stockwell and stabbing a few people? People just, he's gonna get like a fucking couple of column inches in the local fucking newspaper.
No, we'll go UK wide, but what will happen is that it doesn't have the same effect, because even I'm shocked. Have you been to London Bridge and Parliament recently?
Well, yeah, I mean, I know all the guys are strapped, all the officers are strapped, but the thing is, on London Bridge, there aren't that many officers walking up and down London Bridge. They're mostly around Parliament, around Trafalgar Square, and that area. They've got the guys with the guns, but London Bridge, it's a fucking bridge. They're not going to fucking guard a bridge.
The other excuse they're making is saying, why would he put a fake vest on? I was like, the reason they put the fake vest on is, one is that it stops people who are a little bit afraid to go next to them.
Exactly.
Secondly, it causes mayhem. And when people are in confusion and mayhem, it's easier to start targeting people because they don't know where they're going and they're just panicking.
Exactly. Well, I mean, that's the thing, that he doesn't want people to feel that they can tackle him effectively. He wanted people to be warned off from tackling him, even though that didn't fucking work, because people still fucking tackled him to the ground. So clearly he didn't realize he was dealing with some Polish fucking nutter who has nothing to live for. That's gonna take him out,
or prison or something like that.
Yeah, well, who knows? But big up that guy. Okay, he should fucking get a pardon.
I mean, from an outside point of view, it does seem quite fanciful. If you're going to do a kind of a hoax, you wouldn't make it that crazy. This is so random, like, you know, it's
sorry,
kind of
MC, what was that?
Muslims are the most hated people in Poland now, and I mean, maybe not I, but many people are taking that hatred with themselves wherever they emigrate.
They seem to be doing that shit.
No, I don't look. Sorry, say, look, yeah, dude, man. I know we're joking, but we can't, like, you know, I don't think it's wise to kind of tarnish the whole lot. I know I sound like a bit of a lefty cut, but we've got to be careful in this way, because the problem is there's a lot. What I've realized over the last couple of years is that for the Muslim community, they're in a freaking tough position, because the ones that are trying to help are being called traitors, that they're worse than I mean, I've heard some stuff that people have tried to help out and they tarnished it. And also, a lot of people are probably doing things behind the scene, but I have to keep it very quiet that we don't know about. Yeah, and so I think we've got to give them a little bit of slack when it comes to that. But
you're right. I feel bad for the Muslim population. I'll be honest. I think their only real recourse is to start leaving Islam. You do realize, Muslims, you can change your mind. You don't have to be Muslims in this world. The non-Muslim, the apostates of Islam are growing exponentially. Join some of them. Seriously consider joining the apostates. Apostasy is not a dirty word. Apostasy is freedom. It's glorious, absolutely glorious. I will play a video by Taqiyya Watch later about all the apostates of Islam.
Yeah, but don't become atheist though.
Like, become whatever you want, but leave Islam.
Yeah, but
I want all the Sikhs to leave Sikhism to become apostates.
Oh no, don't worry about
Join Banksyism.
Give up his religion for world peace.
No,
come on, man.
You need that. So imagine speakers calling out without the Raj. Just imagine the.
You can be the Raj.
You can still be the Raj.
No, but you have to understand it. I don't want to sound like I'm preaching Sikhism. The reason I'm like the way I am is because of my faith, I think. There's certain things
Yeah,
that
but this
I go against, but there's certain things that have been ingrained.
yeah, but you can use all the good things, cherry pick all the good things for Sikhism, and still use them.
Yeah, I
You don't
think
need
Manny
the whole structure.
Cinder does that because Manny Cinder says he's not.
Yeah, pick up Manny Cinder.
Hey,
It
Raj,
makes sense.
He's like a
one
total
question to you. Isn't your faith, by the way, a product of standing up to Islam?
I mean, this is the kind of a narrative, but yeah, I mean, look, the way Sikhism is that the Sikh gurus that we have 10 gurus were over a 200-year period from the 15th to the 17th century. Now, in the beginning, it was relatively peaceful, but from the 5th guru, who was executed by an individual called Jahangir for not converting to Islam, that's when the Sikhs become militaristic. And by the 10th guru, we were kicking ass. By the time...
But, Raj, hold on.
Yeah.
Doesn't it prove that the original guru made a mistake by not being as combative in the beginning and being too peaceful?
No,
So it
because,
wasn't
no, I mean, what you have to understand about India was that depending on the ruler, it went from being extremely radical, like with Aurangzeb, to a guy
No,
called...
but the prophet is perfect. He can see in the future. He knows everything. Come on.
Well, I mean, I
Start
don't,
a religion.
well, I don't believe like what you can like. Even with Jesus Christ, he probably knew what was going to go on, but he still managed to get crucified. So I know that's a belief, and I'm not going to try and make you lot believe what I believe. But I will say that some of the beginning, some of the actual Islamic conquerors were not even really Muslim. They were actually, by today's standards, apostates. So when people look back at some of the Islamic rulers, they're shocked at like kind of the stuff that because they started mixing Hinduism with Islam and stuff when you get this kind of Sufi practices and all that. So depending on the ruler, everything was kind of not hunky-dory, but it wasn't as oppressive. But once the guru started getting executed, obviously the shit hit the fan, and so Sikhs had to militarize.
By the way, I want to ask you another question. Isn't the body count in India, I mean the Muslim genocide of Indian subcontinent, like 80 million people, or is it less or more?
Look, there's some people that say 400 million over 800 years. There's some people that say I've come to the kind of like there's no real statistics, but I would say I've always gone with a figure now of 150 million. Some people say I don't think it's any less than 80 million. Over.
So in other words, Islam is what I always thought it is. It does not seem dressed up in religious clothes, and it should be fight with all means possible.
I wouldn't look here. We're gonna look. That I know what you're saying, but there are forms of Islam, in my opinion, that are much more kind of compatible with other cultures.
Right. Doesn't that contradict the origins of Islam, which says there's one God, one way, Muhammad's way, and then you can have many different forms? That doesn't make sense logically, does it?
Yeah, I mean the thing is, it's not going to make sense logically, but I'm not of the opinion. I'm not of the stance of saying okay, outright ban Islam. I'm like I'd rather people be Muslim but choose a particular path, which is.
Yeah, but Islam hates kuffars. They started kuffar
to be honest, I would ban Muslim immigration and Muslim intermarriage.
Huh?
I mean, I'm sorry, whatever you may think, whatever you want to, but if I would be in charge in the country, I mean my own, I would ban Muslim immigration of any form. They have to leave the religion first, I don't care. And especially intermarriage, because there is always conversion of the non-Muslim partner. And I don't want that.
I mean that is one thing that I find difficult, but I don't think any society should go down a road where you're then choosing one religion and saying they can't practice their religion, but everybody. If you went down the road,
hold on, Raj.
If you went down, let me just finish. So if you went down the road and said, okay, I want my country to have no religion, I want it to be secular and atheistic, I'll say, okay, that's your business. But if you're then targeting one group and saying, okay, those people can't come in.
Raj, not every religion is the same. I can start a religion which is a fascist, racist ideology, call it a religion, call myself Prophet Banksy, and then hide under the security of religion. That's why I think religion should have no special status at all, ever.
Yes.
Oh, well, you are a pagan though, but Wanksy. I don't know.
It doesn't matter. I'm a pagan, but we see where I'm coming from. I mean, not every religion is the same. Buddhism isn't the same as Islam.
Yeah, I will say one thing that I do agree with you on before was about getting married. Now, one of the things is a lot of Sikhs don't like their daughters or sisters getting married to Muslim men. It's a fact. Whether they look right or not. And it's not because
almost.
Yeah, and let me explain the reason why, because a lot of people think we're being kind of like too protective over our women. Now, in my family, I have, I think, around 3 people I know very close to me that are married to white people, Christian. Yeah, and I never one that's married to a Hindu. And I used to know one person married, one of my brothers was married to a black person. But the thing is, the thing is that all of them managed to keep their own faith. So the Christians that are white are still Christians, and the woman's still a Sikh. Yeah. And they've managed to kind of intermingle and keep both of their cultures and their religions together and still function. The problem is every marriage I've seen of a Sikh girl getting married to a Muslim guy, they must convert. It's not even a freaking option. And so what happens then is that when they convert, a lot of people that are converts tend to become very radical. And I know a couple of Sikh girls on these chats and stuff that are very disrespectful to Sikhs, and their family are Sikhs. Yeah.
Okay. Now there's my problem with that. Vast majority of Polish families don't want, especially their women or girls, to marry Muslims, go out with Muslims, whatever context. To be honest, and I understand them. I, being a militant atheist, also don't want to hear or even there's not even a thought that would go through my mind to accept a Muslim in the family. Why? Frankly, the same reason why in the Second World War, women have their heads shaven when they have to intermingle with the soldiers of Wehrmacht. You know, the German soldiers. That's what we think of Muslims today, as invaders, especially as fascists, dirty invaders that should be avoided. And yes, to be honest with you, I'm an extremist in that case, because
I mean the thing is, look, kid, some of the stuff you're coming out with sounds kind of like very radical. Like you're talking like, you know, I mean, saying some of the dirty invaders. I think, you know, there's going to be good people within the people that are coming in. The problem we're having is that we're having a lot of good people, but there's the bad ones are so freaking toxic that it just ruins the whole barrel in a way. Yeah, it's a very
forget the people. What's in the ideology in the beginning? What happened during Muhammad? Look at that. That's all I need.
Yeah.
Much. I understand that, but you know what is the problem? Frankly, I and everybody here have to think about their own culture and countrymen first. Not about all those good people that don't want to take a stand and show right out that they don't want to have nothing to do with the group that they're coming from. I for example, also think that the biggest disease in my country is, for example, extensive drinking. I also have to show that I don't, that I wasn't that much into boozing all the way every day, for example, because you know, we Polish people have the stereotype about us that we like to booze extensively.
Yeah.
And I understand that everybody would take me first as the stereotype, but I have to have shown when I was living in Britain that I am not like them, especially that I prefer to going to the gym and more.
Can I just say something? Speaker's Corner skits, you vile individual. First of all, you tried to blackmail my mum with revenge porn, where you photoshopped my mum with nasty stuff. Now you're saying that hypocrite Rod sits here with an extremist. Now I've seen you on Sir Faz's channel bigging up Bob, ISIS Bob my G. ISIS Bob is somebody that posts videos of people being executed all over the place. You call him my G. So not only are you okay with him, you're boys with him. So shut your mouth, you little degenerate. You want to marry your own mother.
Speaker's Corner skits is
Hold on, Arch, but back to business. How will you detect a jihadi from the good Muslims? And secondly, how will you prevent radicalization of future generations?
It's very difficult, because if I'm being honest with you, like my background, it makes me kind of fearful, because I grew up with Pakistani Muslims nearly all my life. Yeah, I had a mix of people, mainly, and they were so secular. They were totally secular. Like, and for some reason, their children are just freaking just completely.
Okay, they are secular, but will
That's what I
they
mean.
not give
I'm not
Ummah?
offended.
The children are not though.
See, sure, just a moment. But you know what's my problem? The weakness of the character. Will they not give in to the Ummah, to the community that they have grown up with? I'm sorry, there is a choice. Either way, their past life, their past culture, when it's about my own country, or the new life here, starting and assimilating. I don't care. It's not Britain, and I don't want Islamic or Muslim culture to spread, because I have seen France, I have seen Britain, and if they cannot stand for themselves, showing that they are the distinction in any way possible, then too bad for them.
I'll be honest with you, I don't really agree with people having to assimilate, because I think there is a balance between having your own culture and your own kind of beliefs, and still mixing with the indigenous population. Now, I do admit that when it comes to, if you look at the UK as an example, there are certain communities. Now, if I say the Hindu community, that community has integrated so much, and they're at the top of every single statistic from...
and why, Raj? Why did they integrate?
Because their religion is not.
It's Islam. That's it.
Let me explain the difference. So with Hinduism, it doesn't have this kind of real hold over the individual that interferes with everyday life. So the Hindu population is literally merged in. You never hear of. Do you know how integrated they are? You don't even hear about them.
Okay, that's one.
Same with Buddhists, Sikhs, and others except Islam.
Yeah, but then you have the Sikh population, which is, I think we're a little bit more vocal and a bit more in front, and we have our own kind of dress code.
I want to understand one thing, Raj, what I want to tell you. The Hindu community and the Sikh community are the ones that are aggressively expanding everywhere and putting their religions up down everybody's throats. The Muslims are shown with their behavior that there is no other way but to push them back and behave in almost the same way. And if they're going to oppose or threatening with terrorism or anything else, then I'm sorry, but Israeli methods are preferable for me.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta disagree with that. And look here, when it comes, I agree with you when it comes to Islam and Christianity. Islam is definitely for Dawah. I mean, it's part of their faith. So wherever you go around London, they're propagating their faith. And I have to agree, it's pretty annoying, because I've been places, I just want to be left alone. And there's religion being pushed all over the place. And Sikhs don't do that. We don't have a ideology of having to do Dawah. That's not within our faith. We don't go around trying to convert people.
Yes, you have the commandment, as they call it.
But Christians can't do Dawah in Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'll tell you what the difference. I mean, even if you go, like, I give anyone, the kind of like challenge: walk into a Sikh temple and see if anyone hassles you. Just walk in, as a white person, or eat dinner in there, because you can eat dinner for food at any time. What will happen? You'll walk in, no one will talk to you about religion. They will feed you, and you'd walk out. Now, I guarantee if you walked into a mosque, there'll be 50 people on top of you trying to get you to convert or something like that. Do you understand? Because that's in their nature to try and convert you.
That's what I'm talking about. And we are always, when we are speaking all the time about Muslims and annoying, insufferable behavior. And to be honest, Raj, I understand you, but yes, I am radical, because frankly, if they're going to simulate it, we will have at least there will be a decision to be made, either them, the Muslims, or us, not kuffars, non-Muslims. And if they're going to push us to that place, I know that I prefer fighting, and violently also.
But the thing is, I think that with me, the reason why I'm conflicted is because the thing is that I've seen a place, because I grew up with Muslims, where they were secular, they were integrated. They did. I mean, I'll give you an example. I grew up with Muslims for 18 years. I wasn't even once kind of tried to push into religion. Not even once. I don't remember a single conversation where someone mentioned, "Oh, you should be a Muslim," or this or that or that. And it's only this next generation, the children of those people, that for some reason have just like, and it's Saudi Arabia obviously trying to push their money into the area. So it is possible that it can ask
By the way, guys, I'm gonna say goodnight now. Thanks for having
Thank
me
you,
on.
James.
Yeah, really.
Thank you.
Can I ask you a question? Your relationship with Uncle Omar is just very odd.
Well, yeah, he's started being kind of quite polite, and so I'll be polite back.
It's
yeah,
kind of like the way he talks to me is like I'm the bastard child, and the way he talks to you is like you're the golden child. It's very upsetting for me, you know.
Well, yeah. So, have you seen that content over everything video where he compares within the same day? I kind of go up to him because he said like, oh, I want to speak to you on Google Hangouts, and so I saw him in the corner. I said, oh, do you want to speak to me? He's like, no, you filthy bastard. I will not spend 1 second talking to you. And so I said, okay, fine. I walked away. Then later, like that afternoon, like kind of, he started talking and like, it's kind of normal conversation. And then finally, by the end of it, he's like, he shakes my hand and says, James, my son, it has been, yeah. And so, he really kind of, he changes his mind quite quickly, I guess, sometimes. I don't know.
It's quite upsetting for me because, I look up to him as a role model.
Clearly.
When he was telling me, you filthy pigeon, yeah, filthy this, and then he's James, my son.
He's grooming James. He's grooming James to be a jihadi.
He's grooming you, James, slowly.
He wants a really kind of like a high IQ jihadi, because most of them are pretty dumb. He's trying to get you into the fold, man. I think James fell like Morton Higher.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, imagine that.
There you go.
But anyway, have a good night, everyone.
You too, James. Have a good night, guys. On that,
good night, mashallah, brother James.
Mashallah. Yeah, guys. On that same note, I kind of gotta depart.
Anybody here, tell me what we will do when there's going to be a real severe threat of Islamization and turning, at least if not Britain, then any other country to a Muslim country. I don't want to accept that fate, and frankly, I would rather nuke my own country. Yes, drop a tsar on it, then allow it to be Muslim.
Dude, man, you oh my god, I'm gonna have to have a conversation with you next time, man. Did he go?
Who, MC or James?
Who's the guy that just said it? Was it MC?
MC, that was MC. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, you can't really mean that.
MC's hardcore.
You know how Muslim countries are looking alike.
MC's Polish.
Second world country looks a hell of a lot better when we talk about life standards, the way of life and conditions than any Muslim country. And I don't talk only about money, of course, because Saudi Arabia has money. I know it. Dubai has money, but what kind of a life is that? Sorry.
Yeah, but you're talking about like you. I understand you don't like the lifestyle, but saying that you'd rather have the city bombed. It's kind of like
my nations have disappointed me many times, but this will be the last disappointment. And
you know what? Yeah, because I don't. Unless you know Poland's history, it's a real freaking shit show of like betrayal. So I kind of understand why you're so kind of defensive of your country, because I think if any country should be defensive, it's probably Poland.
Yeah, but I mean, the Polish, because of all their history, the Hungarians, because of their history, even the Romanians. If you look at all the former Soviet Union countries and the countries that were oppressed heavily by another nation in recent history, none of them have got a Muslim problem, because none of them have allowed this Islamist sort of cancer to ferment in their nations. Hungary is like out and out against it. Sorry?
Thank you. Another thing
are the terrorist attacks in Hungary or Poland? Are there any compared to the UK?
I don't
Holland,
actually even remember one. Is there?
Zero. Probably not.
No, it says zero.
So it works.
But this is what I mean, because their recent history of oppression, their sort of history of oppression is kind of fairly recent. I mean, the former Soviet Union nations, it goes back only till the 90s, where they were still, under the thumb of the USSR. So it's quite recent in their mind what it's like to live under oppression, to live under the thumb of someone else. And so they can see Islam for what it is. They can see the cancer that it is. But when it comes to Western European countries, I think they should remember, but they have forgotten. I mean, the British never were under the thumb of the Nazis, but the Spanish were. The French were, the Dutch, they all suffered under the Nazis, so they should know what it's like to live under an authoritarian regime.
French were cucks.
Yeah, but what I mean is that they should at least I think the people, the generations that have come since the Second World War have forgotten what authoritarian societies are like. They've become fat and comfortable in these secular, liberal societies, and they don't know what authoritarian
The older people are dying out. Banksy, the older people are dying
there
out
you
who
go.
experience that.
Yeah.
Poland actually is not entirely Muslim free. We have Chechens, I mean Chechens that have been taken in as refugees after the British, Russian.
I need to shoot. Yeah, I've got to go somewhere. But yeah,
Okay.
big up. Are you gonna redo this show then on your channel?
Well, let's see what happens with my other channel, and I will relaunch the show next week at some point. Again, we'll have another roundup, but we'll see. We'll see how that unfolds,
Anyway,
depending on my channel.
Anyway, my Sikh brah.
No worries.
Sikhs are running things. Sorry, guys. There's just two of us, and we're causing a lot of mayhem. So
Just the two of us.
We didn't have Raindrop. You know, we needed Raindrop.
Raindrop, me, and Manny are the community of this.
You know what I mean?
And we have Sid, like the kind of overlord of all.
Well, if you think about it,
imagine if there's 100 of us. Imagine how much headache we'd cause.
Yeah, but just think about it, Raj. You, Raindrop, Manny, and Sid are the four horsemen of the apocalypse, aren't you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're all Sikh. We're all Punjabi Sikh, so big up.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway,
guys, I'm gonna also wrap this up. I wanted to wrap this show up around 12 o'clock. Unfortunately, you guys were going for it. Take care, guys. Thank you for coming, everyone. Have a good night, and I'm gonna go off and wrap up the show. Laters, alligators. Okay. Thank you, MC. You've been awesome as always. Okay. Guys and girls, we are done. We are done for another night. Well, this was interesting. This was an interesting one. Let's see if my channel comes back in the next day or two. Entertaining night. I know. Thank you, Skyworks. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Thank you, Muslims. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. It's okay. I will do another show where I will stick my fist right up Muhammad's ass again. The Banksy style show will return. Don't worry. So yeah, thank you everyone. I do want to say a little farewell to the jihadis with this little clip of mine, because I started the show with it and I'm going to end the show with it. And I want you guys to always remember, your friendly neighborhood Muslim thinks like this when you don't know. Well, not that. They don't think like that. They think like this.
We don't support Remembrance Day. That's not our thing.
Wow.
There we go. That's not my thing, bro.
Fuck Remembrance Day.
That's not my thing,
Fuck
bro.
Remembrance Day.
That's not my
Fuck
thing.
Remembrance Day.
You should be
Fuck your Remembrance Day. Fuck Remembrance Day. Fuck Remembrance Day.
I'm a Muslim.
Fuck Remembrance Day. 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 Fuck Remembrance Day, man.
You should be deported.
We don't support Remembrance Day. That's not our thing.
Wow. There we go. Fuck Remembrance Day.
That's not my thing,
Fuck Remembrance Day. Fuck Remembrance Day.
You should be deported.
Fuck your Remembrance Day. Fuck Remembrance Day. Fuck Remembrance Day.
I'm a Muslim.
Fuck Remembrance Day. 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 Fuck Remembrance Day, man.
You should be deported.
Well, guys, thank you. I'm just gonna have a little background music here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being awesome. Of course, as always, remember, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because this is not the Banksy style channel, but it is my substitute channel. I wanted this one to be family friendly, but it seems that the Muslims just had different plans. So it looks like either this one will become the next secondary Banksy channel, or I will create a new one and then try to guide everyone to that one. But for now, for now, I bid you adieu, and thank you for coming. Thank you for coming on not the Banksy style channel, but the Studying Life channel. But nevertheless, thank you for coming. Like, subscribe, and comment, and I will post this video in full when my other channel is released by the clutches of YouTube, and see how that goes. So, fond farewells. Have yourselves a wonderful evening, and let's pick a track that might be pleasant to exit with. I don't know. Let's see. What is this?